Welcome, everybody, to the field here in Pflugerville on Pecan Street in Pflugerville, Texas. I'm Wally Harmon alongside Kelly DeVoll, and back with us, Diamond Doppler Dave England back in the booth.
The name gets longer every week.
I tell you what, we're going to keep adding them up, but no matter what, we are glad to have you back in the booth with us. And, man, what a game to come back for, Dave. Weiss Wolves, the host team tonight here at the field in Pflugerville. They come in the district champions. No other way about it, Kelly. They are the district champions. But you know what? They can lose one more game.
They can. And Georgetown's on a roll. We've won 4 in a row now. And as you'll see with the coaches' interviews, both coaches recognize Georgetown's put it all together right at the right time. So if we can take this game tonight, keep that roll going to the playoffs, then that's a good thing. There are some implications to who wins and loses this game tonight. For us,
to
but
talk
not
about
for Weiss.
that. I'll tell you what. The winning streaks that come in tonight, Dave, you come it's so fun to have you back in the booth full again with the crew. And what a game. An 8-game winning streak for the Weiss Wolves, but more importantly, a 4-game winning streak for these Georgetown Eagles.
Absolutely. They're in their icy whites tonight, and Weiss is in their maroon and black, and the weather. I touch on the weather. It's 54 degrees at the time of kickoff at 7 o'clock here in just a few minutes, and wind is 4 miles an hour out of the north, about 54% humidity. So it's actually picture perfect, not a cloud in the sky. It's fall
football
hunting season, opening weekend. It's fall. It's perfect, and this is going to be a big game for Georgetown. Kelly can probably explain the situation a little bit better than I can. I don't really understand it all that well, but as far as who lands where.
But before you even get into that, 2 teams that know out of District 11, they are both in the playoffs.
Right.
Weiss Wolves are the district champions. They, no doubt about it, they cannot drop to the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th seeds. They've already scheduled their playoff game next week against a Veterans Memorial team out of San Antonio. They'll be at home on the field. So they're set for next week. You almost hope, as a Georgetown fan, that they're looking forward to next week.
Right.
Georgetown has nothing to lose. They cannot not make the playoffs.
Right.
So the pressure is off the kids on, man, we have to win. That was last week, and they did what they had to do. But now the pressure applied really comes down to Maynard and Cedar Park.
Well, and both coaches have to find that balance, because Weiss could pull all their starters and keep them fresh, but do you lose that momentum if you do that? Exactly. They have. They lost their first game. They won 9 straight. They're on a heck of a winning streak. And with Georgetown, same thing. You're gonna be either 3rd or 4th, which isn't going to be significantly different when the playoffs roll around. So what you have to do is you have to show we can play with anybody.
And this is a tale of 2 seasons for the Georgetown Eagles. 1-4 and now 4-0. That is the way they've looked at it. And you look at the standings on the board. It's 6-0. Weiss sits in District 6-0, the district champions. But Maynard and Cedar Park tomorrow night. If Maynard beats Cedar Park and Hendrickson beats Pflugerville, Cedar Park doesn't make the playoffs. And Coach Griffin will talk about this and a lot of different scenarios. The Eagles, the only thing they can do is either solidify 4th place or they can move up into 3rd place. 2nd place is pretty much locked in by Maynard for the most part. And so the differences there will just be in what happens tomorrow night. And that way these kids can go and get the game over with. They can be done with it. And they can focus on the playoffs another extra night. But they just have to figure out where their seeds are. Dripping Springs looks to be on the schedule of Georgetown right now. If you look at Max Preps, I got a text message while we were having lunch today, Kelly, from a buddy in Dripping Springs saying, hey, I hear y'all are coming out here next week. I said, whoa, slow your roll.
Yeah.
If Hendrickson wins and Pflugerville and Cedar Park loses, we're going to play most likely Buda Johnson as a 3rd seed here in District 11. So a lot of scenarios to play out. But more importantly, there's a game to play tonight.
Yes, and there is. And you can see the matchups. There's some importance, but really the most important game for the district is that Cedar Park Maynard game. And I don't care about that because we're at the field tonight watching our Eagles.
And you talk about it. The pressure is not on.
Right.
Both of these teams know they're in the playoffs. But, Dave, I think the coaches both have to worry about a letdown then in turn. We're in the playoffs. This really doesn't matter. So you could have a tale of 2 teams come out tonight for either of these programs. How important is it for them to stay up, especially for Georgetown? You're on a 4-game winning streak. 5 games would be great, and an upset here on Thursday night.
I think the kids have got to be excited, and the coaching staff, to face Weiss, because this is the first year that they faced them. Last year we didn't get to play, and so they're going up against the best team in the district right now, and they want to come and show out and play well away. They play well away. Several of their away games they've done well. So I think there's got to be a lot of excitement tonight about the energy on the field tonight about beating Weiss and saying, hey, we're just as good. And it's going to be interesting to see if it's an offensive shootout.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And man, you look at this offense that Georgetown has now, and the defenses come together. And last week we saw some tremendous play in particular. One in particular was one of the best catches, and Coach Griffin said in the interview that you folks will see here in just a little bit that they submitted it to ESPN to try to get it on the top 10. It was that good of a catch. But whenever that catch happened, we freaked out in the booth, and we're going to show you that catch here in just a couple of seconds, folks, because it was tremendous. But just the offense is coming together.
Yeah.
Darson makes that throw.
I think we lost control in the booth for a minute. You go to that segment on ESPN as we go through this replay, even slow motion. This was on 4th and 14.
Right.
This was a big play. They had called a timeout. They came out of it. The segment on Monday night when they talk about it, you got mossed. He just mossed two defenders at the same time.
Moss squared.
And that's a talent you enjoy. It's a lot like what you see for this Pflugerville Weiss team, though.
Right.
Youth on the outside. They've got a couple of receivers that are seniors, but then if you look at it, they got a couple of receivers that are juniors. And like you talked to, and we'll hear here in a little bit, the coaches' interviews, 6 players caught the ball in the game last week against Cedar Park for these Weiss Wolves. There's a lot of weapons on that team for the quarterback to throw to, and he's a weapon in and of himself.
And as we see the warm-ups right now, Dickman just made like a 60-yard catch in stride, and then there goes Marquise Dominguez doing the exact same thing. So it's fun. It sounds like Weiss is spreading the ball around.
Well, and word's getting out because we saw this week Darson got a personal walk-on or a preferred walk-on offer from Tulsa, and he got an offer from University of Houston.
Nice.
So people are finally starting to realize what kind of weapon Darson Harmon really is.
He is.
And one of the linebackers from Weiss today received an offer from a school. And so a lot of talent on both of these teams. No one I like what Coach Van Meter says, and everyone will get to hear it in a minute. There's not a lot of D1 talent, but there's a lot of talented football players playing at both of these schools.
Right.
And that's the thing is, you don't need one D1 player. You need a bunch of good football players to come out and play together. A 4-game winning streak for these Georgetown Eagles, you couldn't ask for anything better. You went 1-4, and those 4 losses totaled 16 points of deficit. And now you are averaging in district. Georgetown's averaging 48.5 points a game in district. Take out those that first loss against Cedar Park. Take out the game against the close one against Liberty Hill in the overall points for the year. In the last 4 games, we're averaging almost 50 points a game.
Right.
That's an offense that is clicking on all cylinders, and a defense that has said, not at our back.
Right.
Not on our backs are we taking a loss. And they've stepped up their game. We've been calling names and numbers like 29, Brendan Broad. He gets a start.
Right.
We've been calling names like 42, Leo Diaz, the sophomore, now a starter, called up in week 3. And so this defense has answered the call. This offense has continued to perform. You talk about the talent. I think the battle tonight comes down to the quarterback. You've got a quarterback for Weiss that's made turnovers in game 1. You've got a quarterback in Darson Harmon for Georgetown that's made turnovers in the first 2 games. After that, no interceptions have been thrown by these 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
2 seniors that have run their programs.
Yep.
The only quarterback in Weiss history to take snaps at Pflugerville Weiss. This is their first graduating class, a 3-year starter in Darson Harmon. What a battle behind center tonight. It's in the hands of 2 big senior quarterbacks.
Yeah. And I talked to both the coaches, and we talked about the deceptive record, but we're going to show you Coach Van Meter's interview here in just a couple here next. But whenever I talked to Coach Van Meter, he was fully aware of the potential for his kids to overlook this Georgetown team because of that somewhat deceptive record. And here's what Coach Van Meter had to say in the interview, and we appreciate him taking the time.
We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles Countdown to Kickoff
head coach of the Weiss Wolves, Coach Steve Van Meter. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Hey, first off, congratulations on your district title with that big win over Cedar Park last week.
Yep, it was nice. Proud of our kids.
Yes, sir. Dave Campbell's and most of the pundits had you guys second, but this district got turned on its ear this year, and your team has really stepped up. Talk about the season so far to this point.
Well, I mean, we knew we were going to be fairly talented. It's just, all the intangibles of a team, the chemistry, how hard the kids play, the buy-in that they are going to take from the coaching. Do you get better every week? That was one of our deals. Every day, let's don't look down the road. Let's just try to get better every day, and we've done that. So very proud of how they handled that.
Yeah, you guys started off the season with an opening loss to Harker Heights, but since then you rattled off 8 straight wins, including last week's win against Cedar Park that clinched the district title for you. Your kids got to be excited about that.
They are. I mean, Harker Heights was a good football team. They were 6A, and they're powerful, and they got a really, really good running back. So I thought we played fairly well against them also. We just didn't make some plays, or they beat us over the top on a couple of plays. But, yeah, I think that, we've taken one game at a time and have played well the rest of the season.
So talk a little bit about your quarterback, Dior Bradfield. He very efficient with the football, put a lot of yards up last week against Cedar Park, a lot of touchdowns this year and not very many turnovers. He takes care of the football. Talk about him a little bit.
It's funny, his turnovers all came in the first game. He hasn't had one since, knock on wood. But, no, Dior is a true competitor. He understands our offense. You're right. He's very, very handy and tidy with the football. We wouldn't be in the position we're at without Dior, and he's been invaluable to our offense.
Whenever you look at Weiss through the season, you see these big scores and you think passing game, which y'all have a very efficient passing game, but your running game is pretty good too. You got a pretty good running back there. Dalen Alexander.
Yeah.
Talk about Dalen a little bit.
Yeah, he's a good player. He had I think it's in my 37 years, I've never had a back over 100 yards in receiving. He had that last week against Cedar Park. So he can, he's multidimensional. He got great hands out of the backfield. He blocks well. He runs tough. He's fast. He's had a great year. We try to be as balanced as we can, and try to take what the defenses are trying to give us. Everybody knows about the box, what the box looked like, and we run it against them. And so that's worked out for us so far.
So I think when I checked, y'all had 6 different guys touch the football in the passing game last week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's a lot of weapons that you've got at your disposal.
Yeah, we did. I mean, going into the season, we knew our receiving core was special. I mean, with Micah Gifford, Price Morgan, we finally got Jeremiah Robinson back after, I guess, he didn't play 3 or 4 games. And then, we've had some guys at the other slot, Torrey Simmons and Zane McQueen have come in there and played well. So, yeah, they can go. They're pretty good players.
Talk about your defense, son. They haven't given up a great deal of points this year to anybody really, but talk about your defense a little bit.
Yeah, I just think they've grown and are getting better. Our down 3 people or down 4, we haven't had 4, even 5 in the rotation, are pretty solid. Our 2 ends, Damari Green and I'll come back in his name, and Lorenzo Diggs, Chad Otutu. Those guys have really been solid. We lost our Mike linebacker a couple of weeks ago, a young sophomore kid that made a ton of plays for us. But we have some other kids that are stepping in there, Josh Stiles and Sam Miller. And then we've done really well. We've improved on the back end. I think that's the most important thing, is our safety play has really been solid. And we found some corners that are playing well. So, you get that combination, and you get kids who want to run to the football and play hard every snap, and you got a chance to be pretty good on defense.
Well, and, looking over your roster, I think you had, 8 returners on each side of the football, but you've got a lot of underclassmen who are getting a lot of quality time in your team.
I really do. I've got a lot of juniors that are playing on both sides of the ball. a few sophomores that are playing. So yeah, we're still pretty young, and that's exciting. Obviously, from my standpoint, to see how those kids keep growing.
Well, this Friday you've got Georgetown team coming into the field over there. What are you expecting out of the Eagles?
Well, they're a very good football team. They're very physical. The big Harmon kid's he's a good quarterback, probably the best quarterback. No, probably. I think he's the best quarterback we face. Obviously, he can hurt you running. He's throws the ball well. They got the two backs they run hard. Offensively, they're going to get well. They've been getting everybody problems. They've been putting up a lot of points, and they're going to give us a lot of issues. Defensively, they're solid. They've always been solid. I played Georgetown kids back when I was at Hutto, and they're always well coached. They're always in the right spot. Sometimes a team might can beat them because they have somebody more athletic at a position, but yeah, most of the time their technique is really good, and they play with a lot of passion, a lot of heart. So that's a testament to that coaching staff. They obviously do a great job of getting their kids ready to play.
Well, with the losses that Georgetown's had this year, all of them by 4 points. So one possession from looking really different on paper. And when you're coaching 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, they see that record, but that record for Georgetown might be a little deceptive. How do you prep your kids for that, not get overconfident?
Well, that's a really good question, and we addressed that today. This is, I guess what they call a trap game. I mean, as far as our district standing, this game's not going to change, and really not a lot for Georgetown. You add on that, you've got a short week, playing on Thursday. For us, you've got senior night. That's out of the routine, and then you throw in the coldest, night we were going to play on Thursday. So we were upfront with the kids about that today and said, this, not finishing the season would be a blemish. Let's make sure that we're ready to play. We talked about Georgetown, how physical they are, and exact same thing. I said they were one play away from beating Cedar Park, and probably 2 plays maybe from against Manor. So they're probably the best football program or team we've played since Harker Heights.
Right. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time today. Best of luck this week. Of course, we're a Georgetown Homer broadcast, so not too much luck, but
I understand.
Good luck this week in your run in the playoffs. And,
thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Again, congratulations on your district title.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Folks, that's Coach Stephen Van Meter, head coach of the Weiss Wolves. Our countdown to kickoff will continue in just a few minutes.
So a good visit with Coach Van Meter. I think we talked back and forth about it a little bit ago. You and I talked today at lunch. We were talking about it. This is a talented Weiss team. Coach Van Meter is a talented coach who gets a lot out of his players, but you could just sense he's in wonderment tonight. And I think a lot of teams have been with this Georgetown team and this offense where it's gone.
Well, and I was really struck. A lot of times whenever we get to do interviews with opposing coaches, they kind of blow some smoke and, a lot of unicorns and rainbows about the Georgetown team, but I just didn't get that feeling with Coach Van Meter that he was blowing smoke. I think he genuinely has some concern that he doesn't want his kids to overlook this game because of what Georgetown's record is. And he said, this is the most complete team that they've faced since their first game of the season, which was a loss to a very good Harker Heights team, and the best quarterback they'll see all season. So I think he's genuinely concerned about this being that trap game that he spoke about.
And you look at the points that have been put up in district play, Dave. This Georgetown Eagle team has put up more points offensively in district than any other team.
Right.
291 points, and they've only surrendered 160. You look at the top 4 teams in this district, and you have Weiss and Manor have given up 143 points apiece. Cedar Park's given up 159, and Georgetown 160. The offense, when it's come down to district play, this offense has shown out.
Yeah, our offense is just on par with, I'd say any JUCO school out there. I mean, it was like a broken record. The running game is just phenomenal especially when your quarterback runs, and then, all the wide receivers, and it's just a lot of talent flying all over the offense.
Pflugerville Weiss head coach, we got to listen to there, Coach Steve Van Meter. His assistant coaches, Vernon Hughes, Montana Duncan, Michael Morgan, Josie Flores, Carl Lamont, Lewis Baldwin, Bo Mosley, Marcus Bunton, Zachary Weathersby, Devin Chappell, Lorenzo Hernandez, Brian Jones, and a name familiar with the Hutto community, Ed Vogelpool, on the coaching staff at Weiss. The superintendent of Weiss, of Pflugerville School District, familiar around Hutto, Doug Killian. Athletic director for Pflugerville, Todd Raymond. The assistant athletic director, Dina Bozier. Principal at Weiss, Miss Sheila Reed. And so Hutto, Pflugerville, Georgetown, these communities so close together. Right. Vogelpool knows other of these schools around here, being at Hutto for several years. Douglas Killian, the superintendent. Hendrickson, one of their principals, the old baseball coach from Hutto. So a lot of inner things around the smaller communities, but nothing better than a bunch of good high school football.
I'm always struck by the opposing coaches taking the time to do these interviews. They don't have to do that, but they want these kids out there. They want their work shown as much as anybody does. So special thanks to Coach Van Meter for taking the time, and all the coaches that have this season taking the time to join our program and our pregame show. Also caught up with Coach Griffin earlier in the week, and here's what Coach had to say about tonight's game and the upcoming game, or last week's game, tonight's game, and where we're at with the season. We welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles countdown to kickoff head coach Chuck Griffin. Coach, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thanks, Kelly. Glad to be here.
A big win last week, wrapped up a playoff spot. Talk about that game.
You know, it was a heck of a football game. Proud of our kids, proud of them being able to come out and lock in and lock in a playoff position. You know, it was a hard-fought game. Pflugerville came out and was ready to go, and I told you all last week, they're a really good offensive football team. Yeah. And they kind of put the pressure to us there in the first half, but made some great halftime adjustments, and were able to kind of keep them out of the end zone in the second half and put a few more up and really play well.
Again, the offense putting up a lot of points this week. And you talked a little bit about the halftime adjustments, and I think we've talked about it before, but I have been impressed that the adjustments don't always wait till halftime. Your staff has done a good job of making in-game adjustments.
Yeah, I think so. I'm proud of our coaches for that and what they're able to do. And that just shows some of the continuity. We've been together for a while, and we're able to make those in-game adjustments. And we had to do that some offensively. It took us a little while defensively to get those. It just because they had a different plan. And with Jalen not playing, and Ogman at quarterback, it kind of changed the game a little bit, dynamic. And so we had to make some changes. And it took us a little while to get that under wraps, but we were able to, and defense really played solid second half.
Well, that kid was hard to put on the ground.
Yeah. I tell you, man, he's been a 4-year starter there, and I think he's been playing. I think he's been their quarterback their running back since he was in 7th grade, it feels like. He's been their starter for a long time.
Well, and when they lost their quarterback, and then they're throwing a completely different offensive look at you than they'd shown most of the season, I guess, right?
Yeah. You know, it was similar. It just, you have to have another hat in the box when all of them can run like that. And the problem that presents that is you got a 6'5" receiver on one side and a 6'3" receiver on the other side. So that makes it difficult to add another hat to the box. But we found out a way to do that by halftime and really kind of shut them down. They only had one score in the second half.
Well, and it looked like that containment, you know, the defense has done a pretty good job this year pursuing the football, but sometimes that over pursuit can give you.
Yeah, it can. Especially when you got a guy like Oakman and there are other kids that can just stick a foot in the ground and get vertical right behind you. Yeah, it can cause some problems for sure.
So defense shored up, and again, calling Aiden's name again, and you know, the linebackers did a great job, especially in the second half. Talk a little bit about the defensive performance in that second half.
You know, just proud of those guys, and Jesse Avila came. You know, he was our House of Pain player of the game again this week, and was really kind of all over the field and did a great job. You know, we're able to get 6 turnovers on the night if you count the defensive special team. So that's really big.
Right.
And that really helped out in the second half, being able to do that. And Brandon Stovall up front had 7 tackles, played really good. And Ian Lewis played really good as the other outside linebacker. Had a tackle for loss, I think 11 tackles on the night, had an interception. He dropped one last week, and then was able to catch one this past week. So that was good for him to see that. And then we had a really big night out of Brendan Broad in the secondary. Had 9 tackles and a fumble recovery, played on a lot of special teams. And, Brendan, that was Brendan's kind of game. Hard-nosed, physical, and a run-style game. He does a really good job of that. So he stepped up, played really well. And then we talked about Jesse Avila just having a really good night. So defensively, man, proud of those guys and proud of how they're playing.
They've really done a good job with turnovers this year.
Yeah, it's picked up the last couple games. We were pretty slim. This might have been the longest stretch I've had without a turnover, until I think our first turnover came against Hendrickson. And we've been able to have several since then. But before that, we were struggling to get some turnovers.
Right. Well, this week, we'll get to the Weiss game in just a few minutes, but it's, I know a lot of times you can start talking to other coaches and start to make some playoff plans, but there's still some at stake in this district this week.
Yeah, we've kind of got our games locked in. We've got essentially 2 possibilities, and we've already kind of got those scheduled and squared away, I think. There's a lot at play. We could move up to 3rd in a couple of different scenarios. We're locked in for sure. Cedar Park has the biggest challenge. They can go anywhere from 2nd to out of the playoffs, depending on how things go. So that's probably the biggest change. Is just what they can do. And Henderson still has a shot. Maynard can move up and down. Really, it's Cedar Park and Hendrickson are working for that last spot and just figuring out who's going to be where.
Right.
We're the other 3 teams have locked in, and we've locked in the 4th spot, but have a chance to move up to the 3rd spot.
So just an explanation for the fans that are listening. I'm sure we probably, by the time they hear this interview, we've already discussed it on the pregame show. But if Maynard beats Cedar Park and Hendrickson beats Pflugerville, then that moves Hendrickson into the 4th spot, us to the 3rd spot, and Cedar Park out of the playoffs.
Correct.
But if either of those teams, if Hendrickson loses or Cedar Park wins, then we're in that 4th spot.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That way,
there's one other way for us to get to 3rd. If we beat Weiss and Maynard beats Cedar Park, then we go 3rd too.
Okay.
That would just put Cedar Park in the 4th spot and us in the 3rd spot.
Okay. So
there was one other scenario in there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you have that all square because
it gets a little challenging sometimes figuring it all out.
Yeah, it does. Well, I'm not even going to ask you about the potential playoff games and locations and teams yet because you got one more game.
That's right. We got a big one this week.
That's right. Against the district champion Weiss Wolves. What are you looking for out of Weiss?
They're a good football team. They're the district champion for a reason. They're really good all the way around. And, these kids have been together. This is their first senior class. This quarterback has taken every single snap at Pflugerville Weiss High School. There's not been another quarterback take a snap. And so these guys have played together a long time, and they've been coached well, and they're good. They don't have a ton of Division I standouts. They just got some really good athletes and really good players in every spot, and they play well together because they've been playing together for so long.
Right.
So defensively, Coach Van Meter's got them. They've got a great plan. They're going to line up right and be in the right place and give you some trouble just how they're going to line up. And then offensively, they've got 4 weapons at receiver. They've got a really good running back, and obviously they got a good quarterback. So, I told you last week that was the most complete team we've faced on offense. This is the most complete team now we faced on offense. They're ready to go offensively all the way around, and then they're coached really well defensively too.
They had 6 different guys touch the football in the passing game last week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, they got 4 receivers that can go, and then they've got a tailback that's really good, and so they can throw the ball around.
Well, and their quarterback, Dior Bradfield, he's efficient with the ball. Had 3 turnovers in their first game and hasn't had one since.
Right.
So defense is going to be challenged this week.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, it's going to be a fun game. Going to be some chilly fall football weather. So I'm excited for it. I know you.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's a short week for us, but we miss a day, but we'll make that up this week in our plan and get that squared away. Get ready to go win a Thursday night game.
Who are your players of the week for the game last week?
Players of the week were the House Payne. Talked about Jesse already. Defensive line was DeVoll. Linebacker was Ian Lewis, and the DB was Broad. Our running back of the week was Devin Ross, had 97 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. Wide receiver we had 2 of them. We gave Marquise one. He had 3 catches for 108 and one. Just really, that we tried to put that on, see if he could make ESPN top 10. We put it out there, but that was one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he had 2 touchdowns on the night, and then. Andrew Petter out of the running back spot had 9 catches for 122 yards and a touchdown. So he had a really good night at receiver too. Our offensive line was Jeremiah Phillips had graded out 95%. The code blue player was Darson, just 351 total yards and 6 touchdowns. He rushed for 3 and threw for 3. So he had a really big night. Big block of the week was Tucker on the onside, kept that kid from getting the ball, and we were able to scoop up the onside kick. And then
I want to talk about that in a second.
Okay. Our big hit was Gabriel DeNova. He had a big open field tackle, number 12. And then our game changer was Marquise's catch, just because that, it's 4th and 12. They've actually got the lead. We're able to get there, tie the ball game up, get the onside kick, score again, and take the lead and never give it back. And so that little 4-minute stretch was kind of ignited by Marquise's catch.
So I want to go back to that onside kick. It's funny because in the broadcast before it happened, I said, Coach Griffin's is not, they had used some trickery on their special teams. I said, it's not outside of Coach Griffin to call that. And you did, and the ball, it took a little while to get to that 10 yards. But that was one of the smartest special teams plays I've seen, because the tendency would be to reach up and grab the football.
Yeah.
But he knew where he was on the field, and he made that block, which opened up the ability to
Yeah, that was big. A couple of years ago against Maynard, we tried the same thing. And it was a really similar kick. It was rolling really slow, and all our guys were sitting there waiting on it. And one of their kids ran up and grabbed it one hand, scored, and it was the opening kick of the game.
Yep, I remember that.
And so when I saw that ball coming slow around, that's kind of the nightmare I was having in my head. And Tucker was able to go block that guy and keep him out from getting it, which was big, and allowed Colin Casey to sit there and scoop the ball up.
Right. I was so impressed with that play. That, for a high school kid especially, to make that block in that circumstance when they know a big turnover right there is a potential, and it had to cross his mind to reach up there and grab that football, and it was going slow. And
it was going slow, and it just made it. If it was an inch shorter, I'm not sure it would have been our ball. It just made it.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was fun to watch that play. I love those little idiosyncrasies and just smart football. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, folks. That's head coach Chuck Griffin. Big game this week against Weiss, and we'll roll the dice and see what happens. Should be a good ball game.
You got it. Hey, thanks, Kelly.
All right, folks. The countdown to kickoff continues. Here are tonight's starters for the Weiss Wolves. On offense, at left tackle, number 70, Braden Morris, a junior. At left guard, number 74, junior Isaiah Moria. At center, number 50, Nathan Stogel, a senior. The right guard is number 55, Zabin Kaiser. He's a senior. Right tackle, number 66, junior Cameron Bernecki. The H-back, number 11, Price Morgan, senior. The X receiver, number 9, Micah Gifford, junior. The Y receiver, number 4, junior Torrey Simmons, Jr. The Z receiver, number 5, Jeremiah Robinson, a senior. The running back is number 8, Dalen Alexander, a junior. And quarterback for the Wolves, number 12, Dior Bradfield, a senior. On defense, defensive end is number 10, Lorenzo Diggs. He's a junior. Defensive lineman, number 42, Jordan Kindred, senior. The other defensive lineman is number 52, Chad Otutu, a sophomore. The other defensive end is number 44, Damari Green, a junior. The Mike linebacker, number 46, Shane Joseph, senior. The weak side linebacker, number 14, Kevin Ledesma, a senior. The bandit, number 33, junior Sam Miller. The corners are number 21, Titus Muscoy, a junior, and number 7, Kenyon Bunton, a senior. The strong safety is number 15, Jacoby Greathouse, a senior. The free safety is number 3, Peyton Morgan. He's a sophomore. And the punter and kicker for the Wolves tonight is number 84, Oscar Jaramillo. He's a junior. Here's tonight's starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles. On offense, number 77, Robert Schweitzer is the right tackle. He's a senior. At right guard, number 52, Nick Fisher. He's a senior. At center, number 65, junior Broden Elliott. At left guard, number 50, Jacob Weisheimer. He's a sophomore. At left tackle, number 78, Jeremiah Phillips, a senior. The wide receivers, junior Drayden Dickman, number 6. And 25, Marquise Dominguez. He's a junior. Slot receivers, number 22, Andrew Petter. He's a sophomore. The other slot, number 14, Hayden During. He's a senior. At running back, senior Devin Ross, number 32. And the fullback is senior Tyler Hawkins, number 16. The quarterback for your Eagles tonight, Garson Harmon, number 8, the senior quarterback. On defense for the Eagles tonight, at end, senior Carson Guido, number 15. The nose tackle is sophomore Michael Valenta. He's number 43. At bandit, number 38, Brandon Stovall. He's a junior. The outside linebacker is number 10, Ian Lewis. He's a junior. The Mike linebacker is senior Bryson Hanks, number 3. Sam linebacker, number 5, A.J. Bradshaw. He's a senior. Star linebackers, number 7, senior Jesse Avila. At safeties, number 18, Trent McConnell. He's a senior. And number 29, Brendan Broad, a junior. The corners are number 11, Baylor Alexander, a senior. Leo Diaz, number 42, a sophomore. On special teams tonight for the Eagles, number 36, Rex Lee is the long snapper. And number 48, Luke DeCartree is the punter. Both of them are seniors. Carson Sauceda, number 37, is the senior kicker for your Eagles. The holder is number 4, Tucker Griffin, a junior. And number 25, Marquise Dominguez, is the returner. He's a junior. That's the starting lineups for your Georgetown Eagles tonight against the Weiss Wolves.
Back here live at the field, the starting lineups have been presented, and the Georgetown Eagles coming out of the locker room, last-minute warm-ups. The Georgetown Eagles will be in the icy whites, boys.
Yeah.
I love this uniform. White pants, white jerseys, blue numerals outlined in black with the silver helmets. The Pflugerville Weiss Wolves out of Pflugerville ISD in the black pants, maroon jerseys with the gray silver numerals, black helmets. They are the home team. They'll be here on the near side. I tell you what, you talk about, Kelly and Dave, we talk about exposure. We talk about these coaches wanting to get, willing to do these interviews to get the just everything out there for these student athletes. This game has it all.
It does.
4 different broadcasts of this game. We're not going to announce them all till it's over so you don't switch over on us. But
yeah. In case you're sick
You're
of
going to
us.
have more fun listening
Tonight.
to Kelly and Wally than you will anybody else.
Tonight, you have IHS fan EJ Efren Sanchez and his son EJ Sanchez, friends of ours. Our sons went to school together, played baseball together at Gateway Georgetown. EJ on the play-by-play, Efren, his father, on the color for IHS fan. They cover the Weiss Wolves. I know Craig Way and Tepper are here doing it for Dave Campbell's football on Texas Fan Live or something like that. And then KBVO is the game of the week, Thursday night game. Roger Wallace on the call of that game. And so You talk about showcasing and highlighting these student athletes and their efforts and they put in. What an opportunity for these kids tonight. It is all about them. And unfortunately, it's surprisingly, the crowd is not very big right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here 6 minutes out, boys, and the stands are pretty much empty. And so a surprise here. I know it's a cool night, but a great night for football, and you still have people trickling in. But the showcase is out there for these student athletes. A senior night here for the Weiss Wolves as they get ready to come out of their tunnel here on the near sideline. Kelly, what does it come down to? What does it come down for you tonight? What's the battle? Where does this come out?
It's going to be like similar to what we talked about last week in that game. And you know, it looked like it was going to be a track meet early. I think in this game it's really going to be that. And whoever can get 2 stops on defense will win this football game tonight. And, you know, there are still some playoff implications to this game, so it's an important game. Who can be focused? It's senior night for Weiss. They cut their pregame warm-ups a little bit short to walk out with their parents, and you know, it's a great thing. Every school does it. But have the Weiss kids looked at Georgetown's schedule and win-loss record? Has that affected them? Who can stay focused tonight for this game? Who does it mean more to tonight? Who wants it the worst?
Dave, what's it come down to for you?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be so much fun to watch the offensive firepower tonight. Weiss, we've been looking forward to this game all year. Once we started kind of seeing that they were, you know, a really good team, and then watching our offense grow like it has, and then also watching our defense. And I think our defense is coming together at the right time, putting all the pieces together. It's offensive shootout. It's going to be fun, and I think Wolves. Georgetown is going to be excited to get a W down here. We historically do pretty good at this stadium against the football teams, but this is a different kind of Weiss
on offense
Wolves
left tackle,
football team that we're facing tonight.
Braden Morris,
it is
a junior.
Let's go to the
left
opening
guard,
video.
number 74,
We'll be right back.
Isaiah Warrior. At center, number 50.
The Georgetown Eagles have come out. They go to the north end zone of the stadium where the boys take a knee, say their prayer. And now both teams out. The Georgettes about to leave the field along with the dance team from Weiss High School. Boys, the playoffs really start next week, but a lot of things come into play for this District 11. The Weiss Wolves have secured first place. We know that. They will be in first place. The Maynard Mustangs will be in second place. But we'll discuss that in a minute. We're going to go to the field, Mike, and listen to the national anthem sung by the Weiss Choir here on SHN. Weiss High School Choir performing the national anthem as we get ready for kickoff here. So Weiss is first in the playoff standings, Kelly. Maynard's in second. Cedar Park and Maynard play tomorrow night. Hendrickson and Pflugerville play here tomorrow night. Simple enough. If Maynard wins and Hendrickson wins, Cedar Park's not in the playoffs.
Right.
End of story. They're out. They're the odd man looking out at number 5. Hendrickson moves into 4, and then Georgetown moves up to number 3.
And if that does happen, our game's meaningless
Absolutely.
to the standings.
Absolutely.
So if again, just reiterating what you said, if Cedar Park loses and Hendrickson wins, Cedar Park's out of playoffs.
The Weiss Wolves and the Georgetown Eagles walking out for the coin toss in the middle of the field. And we'll look over the captains for both teams. For the Weiss Wolves, number 11, Price Morgan. And looks like number 50. That'll be Nathan Stogel. And then they turn sideways away from us, so we can't see them. We'll try to get them here in just a second.
I saw Trent McConnell.
Trent McConnell for the Eagles. Jacob Weisheimer. Let's go to the field, Mike, and see if we can catch this. Weiss has won the toss.
Weiss has won the toss, elected to receive.
So a difference here, boys. Weiss has won the toss, and they are going to take the ball. They want their offense on the field. Carson Guido, one of the captains for the Eagles. Kelly, who else do you have?
Trent McConnell's down there, 16 to 18.
Tyler Hawkins.
20.
And that would be Brody Olson.
Yeah, Brody Olson's injured, I believe, but he's out there in his leather jacket.
So Brody Olson, Trent McConnell, Tyler Hawkins, and Carson Guido. But more importantly, the Eagles are going to kick off to start the ball game, boys.
I think Weiss wants to
Try
go
to
on
establish.
offense early, and whoever can score the most points. If you can get the ball first, score first.
Well, if their defense does what you want your defense to do, you're eliminating that first possession for Georgetown.
Amen.
So Weiss will drop back to receive the opening kick.
You think Chuck Griffin will call an onside?
That was a funny discussion you had with him about how slow it seemed that ball went the other night. So we get ready for the opening kickoff. The Georgetown Eagles will be kicking towards the south, left to right, as you see it across the screen, or imagine it in the mind's eye view. The three-headed kicking monster for the Eagles gets ready. Carson Salceda will take the kick far side, and it's going to bounce and be fielded right at the 20. The runner coming back this way towards the near side, gets up to the 25, 30, and he's taken down before the 35, maybe make it at the 34-yard line. And the Weiss Wolves will start 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the Georgetown defense does. They've had trouble with the running game earlier in the season, kind of got that shored up. But tonight they're going to have some sure tackling to keep this Weiss team out of the end zone.
At quarterback for the Wolves will be number 12, Dior Bradfield, the senior quarterback. Beside him will be Dalen Alexander. Quick pass to the left side. Caught about the 43, up past the 45, and thrown out of bounds there by the Georgetown defender.
And that gives you an idea what Weiss wants to do with the football. Those quick hitters, that quick stuff that keeps the defense loosened up and then opens up the running game and opens up a deep passing game as well.
Up to the 49-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Empty backfield now. Bradfield will keep it up the middle, 45 down to the 44 of Georgetown. So a gain of about 6 yards there. That'll be 7. It'll bring up 2nd and 3 now for the Wolves. They go quickly back in formation. Hand off. Now the left side hitting stacked up at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a 1-yard gain, and it'll bring up a short 3rd and 2 now for the Wolves.
Guido in there quick and got him low and stopped him in his tracks. A great tackle with some help by Bryson Hanks.
Bradfield looks back over. He'll take the snap. He looks back, quick swing pass into the backfield, caught. And he's going to get trapped and drop short of a first down. No! They tackled him forward. The momentum carries him forward, and Weiss is going to luck out with a first down. That's when you've got to stop the momentum.
No, they're saying fourth. Just short.
And so Weiss is going to go for it. Going to be considered 4th and 1. It'd be about 4th and a half a yard. Just short of the 41-yard line. Bradfield in the backfield all alone. 3 receivers right, 2 left for the Wolves. He comes up, takes the snap, quarterback sneak straight ahead. And he'll get up to the 40-yard line, enough for another first down for the Wolves. At the Georgetown 40. 10-12 left here in the first quarter as they stop the clock to set the chains. But on that, boys, the tackling, you had them covered up, 3 or 4 defenders, and then you let the momentum of the tackle hit you forward to gain more yards. That's got to be it's something that the defenders have got to push them back and keep the momentum on their side. 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Bradfield turns around, hands it to Alexander to the right side, finds a little hole up to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down to bring up 2nd and 5.
You see on that play what Georgetown has to contend with. They've got a quarterback that can tuck and run the ball. They've got a great running back. They've got talented receivers. And you saw Georgetown patiently string that out towards the sideline, but the running back's able to cut it back into the middle and get a good gain on first down.
2nd and 5 from the 35 of Georgetown. Bradfield puts a man in motion to the left. 1 receiver right, 2 left. Shotgun snap, handed off to Alexander to the left side. 35, and he's hit and spun down after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. They're going to give him 3 yards on it up to the 32-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 2 now for the Weiss Wolves.
You saw the defensive line shift there right before the snap of the ball into the direction that the play wound up going. So that's a scouting issue right there. That's a good. They've been scouted well, so hopefully the tackles can happen and fill up those gaps.
2 running backs in the backfield now beside Bradfield. He'll turn, fake it, little swing pass, a little screen pass to the right side, up past the 30, 25, makes a man miss, but it tripped up. Good tackle there by Baylor Alexander, saves a touchdown. Up to the 15, 16-yard line. Go the Wolves.
Miller on the reception, and you saw his speed. Boy, he just caught that pass just in front of the line of scrimmage and then planted that foot and got upfield.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line of Georgetown. Bradfield hands it off, and now around the right side, stacked up. And right there was a great example. Dave, you see that? The defender comes around from the backfield and hits the guy forward, putting him another 2 yards for the Wolves down to the 15-yard line. Or down to the 10-yard line, and now it's going to be a 2nd and 4 for the Wolves. Tight formation now. Now send a man out of the backfield to the left. 1 receiver split left. Baylor Alexander follows him out. Bradfield, little pitch. End around here. He's trying to find it, string it out. Now cuts back, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Wolves. Number 4, Torrey Simmons Jr. takes it in. The slot receiver takes it on a little end-around pitch from Bradfield, which is going to be a completion.
Right.
So a reception touchdown.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty safe play because if the running back or the receiver that's coming through there bobbles it and drops it, it's an incomplete pass.
So now the Wolves strike first. Jaramillo tries the extra point attempt, and it is up and good.
And you see why Coach Van Meter wanted the ball first.
Mm-hmm. Weiss Wolves waste no time. A 10-play drive that takes just under 4, or just right about 4 minutes off the clock to put a score on the board. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll hear a thanks and a shout-out to our sponsors. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports.
This presentation of Georgetown Eagles football on SHN Sports is brought to you by the generosity of our sponsors. Borrow from Morrow. Matt Morrow, your residential mortgage expert. Borrow from Morrow. Our family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow. Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148. And Smoothie King. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. And Minuteman Press Georgetown. Minuteman Press Georgetown is your one-stop print shop. Business cards to signage and now turnkey mailing solutions for flyers, postcards, bulk mailing, and more. Minuteman Press Georgetown can help bring exposure to your business. For more information, visit MMP. This presentation.
The kickoff from the Wolves, and it'll land and go out of bounds about the 3-yard line. So Jaramillo kicks it out of bounds, and the Georgetown Eagles take over. We'll see where it gets spotted. It's got to be up, I bet, about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, should come to the 30. There was an last week there was a kick that went out of bounds, and we had a conversation about it because they wound up moving it up 5 yards to the 33-yard line, and I said I think it should have gone to the 35. But if the ball is behind the 20-yard line, then it comes out to the 30. If it's in front of the 20-yard line or 25-yard line, if it's in front of the 25-yard line, then it's 5 yards from the spot that it goes out.
So the Eagles set up Darson Harmon with 2 running backs in the backfield, Devin Ross and Andrew Petter. Harmon now sends Petter in motion left, 1 receiver left, 1 right. Hand off to Devin Ross. Nope, Harmon keeps it around the left side. 35, 40, 45 up to almost midfield. Harmon on the keeper to start things off, and he's going to get to midfield. It's a borrow from Morrow first down on the first play of the game. A nice 20-yard run for Darson Harmon.
We talked about it last week, how deceptive his speed is. Weiss has a lot of speed on their defense, and he's able to have that big gain, even though it looks like he's not running fast.
2 receivers right, 1 left. 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe. Now Dickman comes out of the backfield. Out to the right side, 3 receivers. Petter in the backfield. Little swing pass to Petter. Catches it at the 45, hits midfield. Up to the 45 of Weiss and gets forward to about the 42-yard line. A nice gain of 8 yards on first down. Dave, a different setup here for the Eagles. They start out with 2 running backs.
Yeah, that's interesting to see that. You know, it's shifting some motion out of the backfield. A lot of busy stuff. A lot of eye candy for those Wolves to comprehend.
2nd and 2 from the 42-yard line of Weiss. Harmon in the backfield, 1 receiver right, 2 left. Petter offset to the right side of Harmon in the backfield. Now he'll swing out to the left, empty backfield. Harmon's going to keep it right up the middle, 40, 35, he breaks it, 35, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's taken down inside the 5. Another borrow from Morrow. First down inside the Smoothie King red zone down to the 4-yard line. Harmon, that deceptive speed.
His hands went like he was, but his eyes never did. He was looking for the hole he was going to run through.
Quickly back to the line. It's going to be a handoff to Dickman, end around to the left side. Dickman back and falls forward about the 1. The ball comes out as he hit the ground. Weiss says they have it. They're going to call a touchback. That ball should have been down as Dickman hits the ground. We'll try to catch a replay. They're going to say the ball was fumbled into the end zone. Now a conversation amongst the officials. We'll see what they call. I thought Dickman hit the ground. A fumble can't be caused by the ground. And here comes the call from the head referee. He's no call. He's dropping back, and it's going to be Weiss's ball. And they're going to give Weiss the ball at the 20-yard line. And call it a fumble. A 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, and Georgetown turns it over. The first turnover of the game gives Weiss the ball back. 6:31 left here in the first quarter. 7-0. Weiss leads it. Now they have the ball again at their own 20.
Dickman didn't think it was a fumble.
Shotgun snap back to Bradford. He'll hand it off to Alexander right up the middle. 25-30. And a quick speed out of Dalen Alexander, the junior running back. Another first down for the Wolves up to the 35-yard line.
Very uncharacteristic turnover for either team, really.
Now an empty backfield for the Wolves. 2 receivers left, 3 right. Bradfield all alone in the backfield, stands at the 30. He'll get the snap about the 30 out of the shotgun on the 1st and 10. In motion is number 11. Pitch it to him, Morgan. He goes to the right side, gets bottled up, and taken down after a gain of about 4 yards. Coach Griffin wanting a hold over there. He's in the ear of the line judge.
Yeah, there absolutely was a hole. One of the receivers had the cornerback wrapped up by the shoulder pads on the outside, and you usually get that call, but they didn't get it then.
2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Bradfield has a running back off to his left. He drops back. Quick pass out to the near side. Fielded. Another hold there on Baylor Alexander. No call. And it's going to be up a gain of about 4 yards, up to about the 43-yard line. Make it the 44-yard line. And now Trent McConnell comes up hobbling, and now he lays back down. We're going to have to check on that. McConnell on his side. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll let the Georgetown band take us out for a break. You're listening to Eagle Football on SHN Sports. McConnell being helped off on the far side of the field. Not a good sign for the Eagle defense, Kelly.
Yeah, Trent collided. His legs hit Baylor Alexander's legs, and he hurt that right in the mid-calf.
Now the Wolves back at it, 3rd and 1 from the 44-yard line. Empty backfield again for Bradfield, the quarterback for the Wolves. Calls out the signs, looks back over to the sideline. Now a man in motion. Fake it pitch, and now Bradfield keeps it. He's hit and stacked up at the 44, right at the line to gain at the 45, and the generous spot is going to be another first down for the Weiss Wolves.
Man, Georgetown needs to learn from what's not getting called, because there's tackling on the interior line. They're not calling holding, so you may as well hold.
Coach Griffin over there constantly in the ear of the line judge. 3 receivers right, 1 left on 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Bradfield looks over for the signal. He's got a running back in the backfield in Alexander off to his right side. Now Bradfield stops. Quick pass and batted down. What a job there. Bryson Hanks going to give chase. Now a whistle's blown 25 yards later. What a play there by Bryson Hanks. He got through and batted down the pass. Bradfield couldn't get rid of it quick enough.
That's the second time on defense where they've known what the snap count was going to be. Because on that last series, A.J. Bradshaw came from the other side. This time they came from this side, so they're doing something that's giving away what their snap is going to be in there, and Georgetown's anticipating it well.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Bradfield all alone in the backfield. Takes a snap. Drops back to pass. A little screen pass. And now he's bottled up. Make the tackle. He slips it. Oh, my. 45. But only a gain of 1. And there comes the posse to follow up and make the tackle there. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 9 now.
This is a big 3rd down after that turnover down there in the end zone, or when the ball was fumbled into the end zone. So big 3rd down.
Number 3's limping around a little bit.
Bryson Hanks.
Shake it off. Rub some dirt in it.
3 receivers left, 3rd and 9 now. 1 receiver right. Alexander offset to the right side of Bradfield in the backfield for the Wolves. Shotgun snap. Bradfield drops back about 2 steps, and now he's going to keep it, and he's got plenty of room to run. Being chased by Bradshaw, and now he's going to run out of bounds inside Georgetown territory about the 43-yard line, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Weiss Wolves.
Bryson Hanks came again on that anticipation, and that kept containment from being over on that side, and that's why he was able to gain so much yardage on that run. It wasn't an intended run.
43-yard line of Georgetown, 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Turn around, hand it to Alexander, straight up the middle. Gain of 5 or 6 right off the bat. By the time anyone hits him, Alexander's got a good 6 yards. He gets up to the 37-yard line.
You can tell these kids have been playing together a solid 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
2nd and 4 for the Wolves now, and they're staying in the same formation. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Alexander offset to the left side of Bradfield now. Bradfield, quick swing pass out here to the near side. Misses, slips a tackle, 30, 40, or 35, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. That kick out block there by one of the wide receivers, and that's the key there. you've got the same number of men, but you've got your receivers blocking. And if you get that little quick block and open him up, right down the sideline went, I believe it was number 22, Michael Nickerson. So it looked like his jersey's all wadded up in the back. Hard to see. But the Wolves go up 13-0 now. Pending the extra point attempt by Jaramillo. He puts it up and through. And the Wolves lead it 14-0. More importantly, they get points off the turnover. The fumble called by the Eagles at the goal line.
Well, and that shows you the wisdom in taking that first kickoff, because you stopped Georgetown's first drive with the turnover, and now you got 14-point lead before the first quarter's over. So Georgetown's going to have to put the ball in the end zone, because this back and forth, having a hard time with those quick passes out. We've got our DBs playing so far back because of the speed of their receivers. It's a difficult offense to stop.
First time the Eagles, maybe in the last 4 games especially, have trailed by 14 points. They trail 14-0 to the Wolves. Quick screen pass was caught there. Wide receiver screen at the 40, and he got free down the near sideline for the touchdown. It was number 23. Make sure I give proper credit. Number 23, Zarian McQueen on the touchdown. A 37-yard touchdown pass and catch. The kickoff by the Wolves. It'll be fielded at the 10-yard line by Dickman. He's looking for a hole, gets up to the 20. 25 cuts back, and he's ridden down, literally ridden down about the 27-yard line by a Weiss Wolf that jumped on his back and went for a couple-yard ride. Now a man comes up limping for the Wolves. He's hobbling off there. The Eagles will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line is where they're going to spot Dickman to be taken down.
Bad news, Trent McConnell is on crutches. So it looks like he's done for the night. We hope it's nothing too serious.
You hate to see that for the senior safety, Trent McConnell. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 28-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 left. The Moose in the backfield, offset to the right side of Harmon in the shotgun. Harmon back to pass. He's looking, and now he's going to take a shot down the middle, and the receiver knocked down, and, of course, no flag thrown. Haven't seen one yet on the Weiss Wolves outside of the kickoff going out of bounds. But Dickman didn't trip on his own there. But
no, their feet got tangled, and they're not going to throw a flag when it's just the feet getting tangled. If the cornerback's got his hands on him, they might, but he didn't have his hands on him, so that's just incidental contact.
2nd and 10 now for the Eagles from their own 28-yard line. Harmon in the pistol with Moose behind him. Handed off to Moose. He dances free. Gets up to the 30, up past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 5 and bring up a 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles.
Every time you think Moose is stopped for a loss, he pops through. He's so short. I guess he gets lost behind those linemen, but
keeps those legs churning. Moose checks out. Devin Ross back in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 2 left now for the Eagles. Ross offset to the right side of Darson Harmon. 3rd and 5. Harmon drops back to pass, and now he's going to be sacked. The ball's out, and the Wolves have it. Another turnover for the Eagles, and disaster sets in early. At the 2:18 mark of the first quarter, 2 turnovers for the Eagles. And the Wolves are in business. 1st and 10 from the 28 of Georgetown.
I don't know that we've had 2 turnovers in a single game all season, and now we've had 2 turnovers in 2 possessions.
So the Wolves up by 14.
Want to welcome all our viewers on YouTube. Thank you for joining us again. Let us know where you're watching from in the chat, in the comments. Again, we ask you to keep the comments not about the players.
1st and 10 for the Weiss Wolves in Georgetown territory. 2 running backs offset to either side of Bradfield in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 1 right. He'll hand it off. Now a flea flicker all the way back to Bradfield, and the man wide open in the end zone has to wait for the pass to get to him, as no one counted for the receiver. And Weiss Points off turnovers, and now a little dance. No flags to be thrown. Weiss is just putting on an old-fashioned butt whooping here early on, boys.
Well, he stands there taunting, and especially at the high school level, but that was supposed to be a point of emphasis with the UIL this year, and a point of emphasis in college and pro football this year, and no big deal, I guess.
Now you don't want to be getting into the back and forth. It gets frustrations going, and the players already frustrated. But the Weiss Wolves at 2:11 left in the first quarter have a 21-point lead. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back with more Eagle football here on SHN Sports. Now the Weiss Wolves prepare to kick off again. 21-0. Weiss leads it. 14 points off of 2 Eagle turnovers. The ball fielded by Dickman at the 5. He'll come back to the left, and he's hit and taken down there. He gets up to about the 12-yard line. And right there, Dickman's got the ability to break that free. But you wonder if the coaches ever tell him, hey, let it go.
Yeah.
The way that ball's zooming, you hope it goes either in the end zone or out and get the ball to 25. Now Georgetown backed up to their own 12-yard line. 1st and 10.
Shelly Kubicki listening in from Georgetown. Shelly, thanks for joining us. Veronica listening from West Virginia. We appreciate you guys checking in with us.
So the third possession for the Eagles starts and deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 from the 12. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Running back offset to the right side is Ross. Harmon keeps it right up the middle. 15 up to the 20-yard line. A nice gain of about 8 yards there for Harmon on 1st down. Brings up 2nd and 2.
What's important for Georgetown right now is to not get impatient. Darson doesn't need to try to do too much. Stay in your offense. Just keep working your game plan. You can't try to get it all back on one play.
No, absolutely. It's going to be a slugfest, and you got to just stay the course. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Now the one from the right comes in motion. Devin Ross, he'll take the handoff up about the 20, 25, breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll get all the way up to about the 27-yard line. It's a borrow from Morrow, 1st down for the Eagles.
Now you got to start having a conversation. Your defense has been on the field 3 times, giving up 3 touchdowns. They're going to start getting tired if that pace keeps up. So that running game's a good idea right here.
And from the looks of it, you've lost one of your safeties in Trent McConnell. As you said, he's on crutches there on the sideline. So the defense already have taken a hit. Now 4 receivers to the left, 1 right. Empty backfield for Harmon. Quick pass out to the right. Ball's batted. What a job by Marquise Dominguez to go up and get it and keep it from an interception.
Wow.
Not only did he get it away from an interception, he made the catch.
Yeah, and it was another tremendous catch over the top of a receiver. And since the ball was tipped, it's not pass interference on the offense, and he can go wherever he wants to go and however he wants to get there to catch that ball, and he did.
Gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 4 from the 33-yard line. Snap back. Now a little pitch over to Petter. Cuts back at the 30, 35, 40, 45. Petter drags a man up to midfield. What a run there by the sophomore Andrew Petter. A big gain for a borrow from Morrow 1st down. Just what the doctor ordered there.
What the Eagles have to build on is Weiss hasn't stopped. That one play where Darson fumbled the football was the first stop behind the line of scrimmage. We've gained positive yardage. It's been our turnovers that have done this. Stick with the game plan, and they are.
Petter in motion left. Hand off to Devin Ross. He follows a couple blockers up past midfield. Pushes the pile forward all the way to about the 46-yard line of Weiss. A gain of 4 on 1st down. That'll be the end of the first quarter. 21-0. Weiss leads it. thanks to 2 turnovers by the Eagles in the first quarter. Gives up 14 points off the turnovers. We'll take a timeout. Be back with the second quarter. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN. Back for the second quarter. 21-0 Weiss leads at Georgetown on the drive. 2nd and 5 from the 45 of Weiss. Petter in the backfield to the right side of Harmon. Now he's going to go to the left. Empty backfield. Harmon will keep it right up the middle. 45-40. Drags the pile forward. It's going to be a borrow from Morrow first down all the way up to the 36-yard line of Weiss. The running game cannot be stopped by Weiss right now for this Georgetown Eagle offense.
And I like seeing the coaching staff sticking to the plan, you know, because sometimes the coaches can get a little panicky whenever you're down 3 scores before the first quarter's over. They're sticking to the plan. It's exactly what needs to happen.
The Moose in the backfield, offset to the right side of Harmon in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 36 of Weiss. Harmon back to pass. He's going to send it down the near sideline to Daring. He goes up, and he takes it away. What a play! Touchdown, Georgetown! What a play! Hayden Daring, not a battle for the ball. How do you describe it? The receiver, Daring, goes up with a defensive back. You thought the defensive back had taken it away. Daring takes it away from him and into the end zone.
Well, and Coach Van Meter's going to have a bit of an argument here, because if the defensive back has control, then he's down. But they obviously said he didn't have control. Trent McConnell took the ball away. Not Trent. Daring.
And the extra point attempt by Sauceda. The Minutemen press extra point attempt. No good. Off the right upright. And so the score 21-6. The Eagles trail by 15 with 11:28 left in the first half.
3 uncharacteristic things have happened on our 3 possessions. 2 fumbles, which we haven't had 4 fumbles all season. 2 fumbles, and then a missed extra point. So things are not going Georgetown's way tonight. They have to overcome that, and the coaching staff has to keep them focused on that.
And we need to be alert for when the refs actually start calling the calls that they should be calling. Because
Exactly.
we need to switch out of there.
I already gave up on that.
You got to get away from that.
I gave up on that.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I do want to say hello to a couple other people. Kevin Miners watching from Round Rock. Donna Milburn, who is Ian Lewis's grandmother, is watching from Illinois. And our buddy Michael Francis checking in from Leander.
The voice of the Eastview Patriots here on SHN Sports.
Had a chance to watch and listen to some of Michael's call the other night.
Big win over Conley. Eastview put it on them. So the Georgetown Eagle football booster scoring drive summary will be here in a minute. Now a little pooch kick over the front line. It drops down and now fielded and right up the middle.
It's bouncing their way. Bouncing their way.
And it's fielded and returned up to about the 43-yard line. So Weiss will take over. They have scored on every possession so far. 21-6. They lead it 1st and 10 now at the 43-yard line for the Wolves.
Talked with Coach Griffin during the interview about making changes mid-game. So let's see if the defense makes some changes now to try to get some pressure in the backfield and stop these plays before they develop.
Wolves have it 1st and 10 from their own 43. Here comes the blitz on the backside. Handoff to Alexander, right where the blitz came from. He gets around to the far outside, and now he's taken down finally in Georgetown territory. Ian Lewis finally makes the tackle, but not before Alexander gets to the 37-yard line of Georgetown for a first down.
they're anticipating that snap, and the pressure from the edges isn't doing a lot of good because they're able to outrun it, so that maybe the pressure changes to the middle.
1st and 10. Now Bradfield rolls out. He's looking to throw. Man wide open in the middle. Missed tackle there. Slips it down to the 25-yard line. Another first down for the Wolves. Jesse Avila with the tackle.
Yeah, and you see there Brendan Broad making his first start tonight. Brendan slipped that tackle, wasn't able to make that tackle out there, and that's a tackle you got to have.
1st and 10 from the 25 of Georgetown. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff up the middle to the running back, number 24, and he spins off a tackle, falls forward for about 4 yards up to the 21. Running hard. Nagali Harmon, the junior running back. 2nd and 6 from the 21 of Georgetown. 3 receivers left again, 1 right. Running back on the left side of Bradfield in the shotgun formation. Snap back to Bradfield. Quick swing pass that scored on the last one. He breaks outside, 2 blocks, goes down the far sideline, and he's finally taken out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Man, they got to blow that thing up because they're going to run it until we stop it. We haven't stopped it yet.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line. They've got those 3 receivers out there. And the 2 turn and block immediately and let that receiver get around to the sideline. 1st and goal from the 7. Bradford in the pistol formation. Looks to throw into the end zone. The defensive back not even looking.
And the receiver pushed off. Just flat out pushed off.
Defending for the Eagles was Tristan Cooper, number 2. He never saw the pass coming, but the receiver pushed him away. But the pass thrown wide brings up 2nd and goal from the 7. A lot of different looks now as Cooper listed as a linebacker, playing defensive back on the far side. Bradfield takes it, turns around, hands it to Harmon right up the middle, and he's into the end zone, breaks a couple tackles. The ball comes out. Now that one's a touchdown. And so the Wolves push it in 6 plays for another touchdown. 4 possessions and 4 touchdowns, boys. The defense is paying the price for it. They're on the field for a lot of plays. So Harmon scores on a 7-yard touchdown. The extra point attempt is up and good for the Wolves. And now it's 28-6, back to a 21-point lead for the Weiss Wolves. Quick timeout, back with more Eagle football. You're listening to Eagle Football here on SHN Sports. Back with 10:08 left in the first half. Weiss gets set to kick it away. 28-6. The Wolves lead it by 21. A kick deep down the middle. Fielded at the 4-yard line again, but it was a fair catch there. So the Eagles will get it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And that's how you keep from starting inside your own 20.
10:07 left here in the first half. Should be 10:08 on a fair catch. The clock can start. But 10:07 left. The Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. You've got to think they've got to just run the ball.
Yeah, sorry.
How was Skittles doing for you?
I was waiting for you to start talking.
1st and 10 from the 25. The mute button about to come into play here on SHN Sports. Georgetown has it. Devin Ross offset to the left side of Harmon. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun snap, Harmon back to pass. He's going to go down the far sideline. The pass overthrown just a bit. The defensive player
Grabbing
step with Marquise
arms.
pulling on him, and no flags thrown. And completion brings up 2nd and 10 now. From the 25. Snap back, fake the handoff, and then a pass out to the far sideline by Dickman. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line, enough for a borrow for Morrow first down. So I just thought they needed to keep running the ball. Harmon to Dickman for the first down. 1st and 10 at the 37. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Fake the handoff. Harmon going to pass again. Far sideline, caught, made, missed tackle. It's Petter. Drags a man forward past midfield. 45 keeps moving forward. And the sophomore, Andrew Petter, drags a couple of defenders into Weiss territory. About the 43-yard line. A borrow from Morrow first down.
Well, you like seeing Petter involved. You like seeing Dickman involved. Last week, Dickman didn't have a whole lot of involvement because they were focused on him, but Diaz was able to do some stuff. This week, we got Dickman back involved in the offense better because they're not focused solely on him. Again, you got to just stick with your game plan.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Ross offset to the left of Harmon in the backfield. Now he'll go in motion right, empty backfield. Harmon back to pass. He's looking to the left. Now he's going to have to run up the middle. Pressured up past the 45. Gets past the 40. Up to the 35. Runs over a man. Stays on his feet as he goes out of bounds. Up inside the 40 to the 35. They'll mark him out. Let's see. It's going to be at the 34-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 1.
You know, I'd say it's nice to run the ball and everything, but I think at this point, being down this much, this early, you just need to go ahead and play some catch-up. And, you know, our game plan sometimes is score within about five snaps. So let's get some points on the board and get caught up.
2nd and 1 from the 34-yard line. Fake the handoff. Harmon keeps it. Now he's going to swing it out to the right to Petter. Stop, to Dickman. Makes a man miss and falls forward for a first down. It's a borrow from Morrow first down at the 33-yard line of Weiss.
Nice job there by Dickman of getting a couple extra yards, not going down, and these guys are running hard.
The only danger, David, in the offset of that is you want to put the points up and get back caught back up, but then your defense is sacrificed in being on the field more and more.
Right, I know, but you've got to get a bunch of points on the board at this point because of your defenses.
Now 2 running backs in the backfield. Petter on the left side, Moose on the right side of Harmon. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun snap will come back to Harmon. He'll fake the handoff to Petter. Looks to go across, and now the pressure on. Harmon's going to try to escape, and he's going to get back up. Nope, he's going to be down, sacked behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 2. They'll mark him about the 35-yard line, so that'll bring up 2nd and 12 now.
It's only the second time Darson hasn't been able to escape the pressure, and on that particular possession, you saw the defense able to contain him in that pocket instead of letting him bounce outside or get between the linemen. They did a good job of holding their blocks up, and that's why they were able to drop him for a loss.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Devin Ross offset to the right side of Harmon in the backfield. Now 2 men in motion, 2 receivers right. Come to the left side, and Petter and Hawkins on the left end. Hand off to Devin Ross. Cuts it back up the middle. 30, 25, drags a couple of men forward into inside, almost to the red zone. He'll be stopped to mark him down at the 21. It's a borrow from Morrow first down. Make it the 22 now. They'll back him up 1 yard, but it's still a first down. Nice run there by Devin Ross.
Well, and the yardage is not going to be significantly in Weiss's favor because we've gained some positive yardage. Just those 2 turnovers have killed us.
Shotgun snap back, handed off to Ross. Cut back up the middle again. 15, 10, 5, running hard down about the 1 yard line. We'll see where they take him to inside the 1. It'll be a 1st and goal. A borrow from Morrow first down inside the Smoothie King red zone, and quickly back on the ball are the Eagles.
Tempo.
1st and goal. Here comes a man running in.
They got too many men on the field. They're trying to get the timeout.
And, of course, they're going to get it. So with 7:14 left in the first half, it'll be a timeout by the Wolves. Coach Van Meter gets it before the penalty. It's 1st and goal for the Eagles. Quick timeout. Back with more Georgetown Eagle football here on SHN. back from the timeout. The Eagles have it first and goal from the 6-inch line. Harmon under center. You don't see this very often.
Come on, big number 8.
He'll turn around, and he keeps it.
He's
And
over the line, sports fans.
The push forward,
There
and
it
it is a touchdown. Darson Harmon with the 1-yard touchdown run.
That's Tyler Hawkins, I believe he gave it to, wasn't it? Maybe not.
I thought Harmon kept it. He may have.
No, I believe
No,
he
he
handed it off.
handed it off and then started help pushing.
I think it was Hawkins, maybe.
So a 75-yard touchdown drive for the Eagles. The Minutemen press extra point attempt. Carson Sauceda out of the hold of Tucker Griffin. Shotgun snap will come back to Griffin. Snap back, it's down, and the kick is away. And this one is good, and the Eagles cut into the lead, back to a 15-point lead now for Weiss. 28-13 with 7:05 left in the first half. 3-minute and 2-second drive for the Eagles.
Want to say hello to Emmanuel Obina and Tyler Fithian, former Eagles watching from Oklahoma. Blake Mathis, Ian Lewis's grandfather, listening in from, I think, from Oklahoma as well. Or maybe Idaho. I can't remember which one. Got somebody watching from Idaho.
I bet we got someone watching from Florida.
Yep.
Miss Peggy Griffin, grandmother of Tucker Griffin, mom of Coach Chuck Griffin. The Eagles get ready to kick it off. 7:05 left in the first half.
Jacob Estrada listening in. Good to see Jay. And there's Jack Ward finally checking in. Jack.
The whole kickoff team goes to the sideline to get to play.
Wonder what that was all about. Cord Sparkman watching from Mississippi.
Now the kickoff team will line back up. That was kind of weird, Dave. They all went over to
no
huddled up with
timeout.
the coach. Three-headed kicking monster gets ready for the Eagles. (28-13). The kick sent down the near side, fielded on the run at the 24-yard line. He'll keep it, cut back at the 30. Now he's going to the wide side of the field, and he's outrunning the defense. Now he kind of checks back. Here comes a flag in, and now a man's going to finally take him down inside the 35. Now a second flag comes in from the other side of the field. First one thrown by the referee at the 30-yard line of Weiss. Then one came in from the umpire. So it'll be interesting to see what the two flags are.
The one thrown by the referee is going to be a hold. I saw that hold. I didn't know if he knew what that was, but was that out loud?
Your mute button was not working. We'll try it now. Kelly's out for the next 5 minutes. He's in timeout. But the one from the back umpire, kind of confusing. You don't know if it was a hold or something going on. I wasn't watching that play. I was watching the running. It seemed like the guy that was.
Number 34. That'll be 10-yard penalty. And it'll be Weiss's ball first down. There was also personal foul, illegal blindside block. Number 32 against Anthem. A penalty declined. First down.
So a holding called and an illegal blindside block whistled as well. They declined the illegal blindside block call. They take the hold, and it backs Weiss up. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
All right, defense, let's come up with something nasty here. Get a turnover. Stop Weiss somehow, because we have had no success on defense tonight.
Shotgun snap back to Bradfield. He hands it off to Alexander. Cuts up the middle. 25-30. Slammed down about the 33, 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
Coach Griffin talked about it. It's nothing fancy, just very well-disciplined football team. They take care of their assignments, do what there's not a lot of pre-snap motion like you see in the Georgetown offense.
False start there, not called. Comes to the near side, and now stacked up, maybe a gain of 2 there.
Not only a hold, but a hold by the face mask with the umpire. I'm going to stop griping about it.
Gain of 3 yards up to the 37-yard line. So it'll bring up 2nd and 7. For the Wolves, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun snap back to Bradfield. He's looking to pass near sideline. The ball floats out there, and he's left open. Gets pushed out of bounds, but it'll be enough for a first down. Ian Lewis on the tackle. Completion made by number 5, Jeremiah Robinson.
I don't know what the field judge was calling because it looked like he was about to signal incomplete and then keep the clock going even though he went out of bounds. Who knows?
First and 10 from the 47. Handoff comes to the near side. Catches the block, cuts back midfield. Now taken down about the 47-yard line of Georgetown. So a gain of about 6 yards on first down. Brings up 2nd and 4 now. For the Wolves. Second and 4 from the 47 of Georgetown. Bradfield backs up, pistol formation. Shotgun snap will go back to Bradfield. Turn around, the handoff to Harmon. Left side, cuts it back at the 45, taken down just in front of the first down marker up to the 41-yard line. That'll be first and 10 for the Wolves again. So
Defense just struggling.
First and 10 for the Wolves. Empty backfield now for Bradfield. In the shotgun formation, he'll take it. Now a little pitch forward, end around here on the near side. Comes up, 35. Baylor Alexander held, breaks out of it and gets a hit on him. Slows down, number 11, Price Morgan. But it's enough for another first down up to the 31 of Georgetown. 10-yard gain there on the little pass.
Jesse Avila was on the left side of the defense. It got caught flat-footed, and that's why that was able to bounce out to the outside. You don't usually see Jesse flat-footed in there, but he was absolutely back on his heels.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Here comes the same pass out to the left side. The block made, now to the near sideline, and he's going to break it into the end zone. Touchdown, Weiss Wolves. The same play has scored 3 of the 5 touchdowns already in the ball game for the Wolves. Every time they go to that 3 wide receiver left formation, they hit the near receiver. He catches blocks, gets the outside boys, and no one's catching him.
Yeah, and they're pushing their men in away from the sideline, so you're losing the advantage of having that sideline out there almost as a 12th person on defense. You can't let him get outside, and that's the adjustment they're going to have to make on that play. Keep him from getting outside.
Extra point attempt is up and good for the Wolves. They take the lead now, 35-13. Lead by 22 with 4:38 left in the first half.
Got Marley Kate checking in from Weatherford, where my mother-in-law lives. And our buddy Josh Harris listening in from Copperas Cove. Josh, you should have come up and worked with us tonight, buddy. Also got Bobby Fredrickson checking in, granddad of Blake. Of course, Cord Sparkman, we talked about that earlier. Jacob Estrada. We got a bunch of former Eagles listening in tonight. It's good to have you guys with us. Thanks for checking in.
Some Maynard Mustangs in the stands here watching tonight. They just walked in. Weiss gets set to kick it off. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left in the first half. Kick. Fair catch by Dickman at the 5-yard line. So the Eagles will take over again, first and 10 at their own 25.
I wanted to say earlier, Weiss has done a good job of scouting our special teams because those kicks that we mix up, they're ready for them. And this is the first team I've seen this season ready for those kicks.
That's one thing, and we haven't seen it all year, so it makes you wonder if we can do it. We've never tried to put one out of the back of the end zone or even deep. We kick it to a side or in the middle or something different with a 3-headed kickoff monster. But with the 3 kickers, you take away 2 or 3 tacklers.
Right.
And so the Eagles have it now, first and 10 at their own 25. 4:38 left in the half. They trail by 22. Herman, he'll hand it off to Devin Ross. He cuts it back, and it looked like a big loss here coming, and now he finally gets forward. Kind of recovers a couple of yards, and it's going to be a long 2nd and 13 back to the 22.
I was hoping he'd run around behind Darson, let Darson block somebody for him, and Darson wanted to try to block somebody, but just didn't get the opportunity because his running back got in his way.
Devin Ross out, Moose in. 2 receivers left in Marquise Dominguez and Drayden Dickman. Petter offset to the right side. Moose offset left of Herman. Harmon back to pass. Crossing route. And it's picked off at the 30-yard line as Dominguez hit the ground. And the interception for the Wolves. Third turnover of the game for the Eagles, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 21 of Georgetown.
Really uncharacteristic, and you saw Dominguez fall. Tripped and fell before the ball got there. Ball was a little bit late coming out. Probably should have come out a little bit quicker because he was open initially, but then he tripped and fell.
So if they just don't throw flags when feet get tangled up, that's a good way to
Keep defending. And it was a good read on the defensive back to be aware for that pass coming in. He made the catch. But Dominguez fell down, not able to make any attempt on it. So 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
Got some heads hanging on that Georgetown sideline.
From the 21, Bradfield, quick pass out. They switched it over to the right side. Gets a couple of blocks. It's going to be Price Morgan. Touchdown, Weiss Wolves. The same play on the other side of the field, not being defended by the Eagle defensive backs. And it goes for another touchdown.
That's some of the things that I thought we were going to be setting up with some of the formations that we've used with 3 and 4 wides to one side a couple of different times earlier in the season. And it's plays like that are really effective. And that's the adjustment.
So a one-play, 21-yard drive for the touchdown. The extra point up and good. And the Weiss Wolves lead at 42-13 over the Eagles. Largest lead of the ball game now for the Wolves. 29-point deficit for the Eagles with 3:39 left in the first half. Quick timeout. Back with more Eagle football on SHN. Kickoff from the Wolves. It'll be a deep one here. Dickman fields it at the 1-yard line. Touchback on the fair catch call. So the Eagles will have it 1st and 10. 3 turnovers, 3 touchdowns by the Wolves off those 3 turnovers. It's a 29-point deficit. There's 21 points off turnovers, boys. It's hard to win a ball game.
Yeah, and we've talked about, who's going to make the stops, and Weiss has made the stops. Some of it's been our mistakes. Some of it's been some good defense. You see why Weiss is district champion, that's for sure.
Playing a complete game tonight. Their offense clicking and the defense doing their job, taking advantage of the turnovers. The takeaways for the Wolves. 3:39 left in the first half. Shotgun snap back. Harmon will keep it up the middle. He's hit and taken down for a 1-yard loss, maybe a yard gain. Nope, 1-yard loss back to the 24.
They're ready for that now. They've seen that enough to know that they're going to stop that now every time.
2nd and 11 from the 24-yard line, about the 24.5. But 2 receivers left, 2 right for the Eagles. 3:10 left in the half. Clock running. Moose offset to the left of Harmon in the backfield. Now we'll go in motion right. Turn, fake the quick pass. Harmon pressured, has to run up the middle. 25, 30, drags the man up past the 30 to the 32, make it the 33-yard line. See where they spot him, kind of in the middle. Go to the 32-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd and 3 now for the Eagles. 2:45 left in the first half. Darson had to scramble for his life there. Faked the little swing pass to the Moose. And the blitz was on. He cuts it up and at least makes something out of nothing. 3rd and 3 now. 3 receivers right, none left. Hand off to Moose. Delayed, gets to the line. 35-40, breaks the tackle. 45, runs over a defender. Past midfield. The Moose was loose.
That's awesome.
Sure love watching that young man run.
Running hard and gets into Weiss territory. The borrow from Morrow first down. Up to the 48 of Weiss.
won't see much more of him this season, it looks like.
Who's that?
Moose.
Moose just limped off. Now 3 receivers left. Petter offset to the right of Harmon. Hand off to Petter. Cut it back up the middle. 45, 40, 35. Makes a man miss. 30, 25. Makes another man miss. 20. Inside the Smoothie King red zone. And finally taken down at the 14-yard line. Andrew Petter with the big run. 34-yard scamper for Petter. What a cutback up the middle. That's been a play that's been open when the running backs have cut it and take that initial cut right up the middle, Kelly. They're getting through that defensive line into the backfield.
Yeah, we've gained yardage. We've gained yardage. We've given up the ball 3 times, and that's the complete difference in this football game.
Nice run by Andrew Petter down to the 14-yard line inside the Smoothie King red zone. 1st and 10, 1:35 left here in the first half. Petter now in motion to the right side. Harmon fakes the pass, now right up the middle. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Darson Harmon. It's working. They cannot stop the middle of the field, and you just bled them for 75 yards on big runs right up the middle.
Well, and now what the issue is for Georgetown is you're going to run out of time, so you got to start taking some chances, and I wouldn't be real surprised if we start seeing some trickery on Georgetown's part on some special teams. You got nothing to lose if they're driving the ball 90 yards down the field or 50 yards down the field.
Salcedo on to try the Minuteman press extra point attempt, but a false start will back it up 5 yards.
I think Moose was just cramping because it looks like they're stretching him out over there.
Good deal.
I hope so.
There he is.
The way he's running.
Yeah.
He's coming up for the kickoff team.
See what the penalty call is. Delay of game on the defense. So it'll move it half the distance of the goal. And now Coach Griffin's going to call a timeout. He may go for 2 here to recover the missed extra point. He will. So Georgetown will take their first time out with a minute 27 seconds left. Be back for the Minuteman Press 2-point attempt. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN. We're back for the Minutemen Press 2-point attempt. Darson Harmon and the offense back on the field. They'll have it from the 1-yard line. Man in motion to snap back. Fake it. Harmon keeps it to the right side, and it's good. The 2-point attempt is great. And what a good call there. Dickman came in motion, faked that little pitch to him. Harmon wide open.
We're 21 points down. How many points has Weiss scored off of turnovers?
21.
21 points. Weiss has not stopped us. We have not stopped Weiss. We've stopped ourselves with the turnovers. Now we've got to put some pressure, do some things different defensively, and try to throw them off of that stinking swing pass out there. The coverage is right. You just got to blow that up, and you got to play it right and keep them from bouncing that. It's almost like the old – you can't have the wedge on the kickoff anymore, but that's basically what they're doing out there with those other receivers. Somebody's got to come blow that wedge up. And I would have great joy in my heart to see somebody blow that up.
So the kickoff getting ready. 1 minute, 24 seconds left. And you got to think Weiss is going to take a shot to try to score here. The last part of the first half, Georgetown gets the ball to open up the second half. The Georgetown three-headed kicking monster. The kick on the far side of the field, fielded at the 25-yard line. The run forward finds a hole, gets past the man and past the kickoff. And one man to beat, and he beats him down the sideline. Good. Weiss.
that ball pretty quick.
Kickoff return for a touchdown.
If you're kicking it that short, you got to put more air under it.
So the Weiss Wolves in every form and fashion doing work tonight. The offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, and now on special teams as they return the kick for a touchdown. I'm not sure he got touched with more than one hand. And that did not bring him down.
They need a football. There's nobody with a football. They finally got a football.
So Weiss will try the extra point attempt. 48-21 as it sits now. Aramillo back to attempt the extra pointed kick. His leg tired already tonight from the 7 extra points and the multiple kickoffs. 49-21. Georgetown trails by 28. Turnovers and special teams the difference, boys. 1:13 left here in the half. I was correct. They were going to take a shot at it. I just didn't know it was going to be in that manner and that quickly.
Yeah.
You know, they knew Georgetown can score points. We've scored 21 points even with our 3 turnovers, and that's why they wanted that first possession. They knew they needed to get ahead of us, and then they just got lucky with those 3 scores off of our turnovers. So,
and they did exactly what they set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
They set it early.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Georgetown hasn't turned the ball over much this year, so now they're having to deal with that adversity that they haven't had to deal with much this year, and especially against a team like Weiss.
And your defense has been on the field for a majority of this first half. Weiss doesn't run a hurry up. They hurry back to the line, but they take their time getting the call in. So they're burning up time, but they're also running quite a bit of plays. So this defense seeing a lot of time on the field in the first half. The kickoff. It's going to be high and deep. Fair catch at the 5 by Dickman. And the Eagles will get it with 1:13 left from their own 25-yard line.
He's been instructed to fair catch that.
And the funny thing is, after we talked about that, when he made the catch at the 5, got to the 12-yard line, the Eagles drove down and scored on an 88-yard drive.
Right.
But you just give yourself a lot better chance at the 25 than the 12. You just, especially against a defense like this that puts pressure on you. But, you know, boys, you keep running the ball. Don't change things right now. You've got to put points on the board. But the defense has got to make some changes, and it'll be exciting to see what they do at halftime. They come out of the locker room. The offense will have the ball to start the second half.
Yep. If we could put the ball in the end zone, we got 1:13, 2 timeouts left. We're perfectly capable of scoring in that amount of time. There's a free play.
Free play. Herman on the rollout. Hits Dominguez. He runs over a man and gets past the first down marker. A borrow from Morrow first down up to the 35-yard line. Decline the penalty. Keep the play for the Eagles.
Stops the clock, though.
What a good job there by Dominguez. He ran over the defender to get that first down. Borrow from Morrow, first down, up to the 35-yard line. 1:06 left in the first half. Tyler Hawkins, Andrew Petter, Dominguez, and now Devin Ross all split to the left side. The clock back started. One receiver to the right in Dickman. Empty backfield for Herman.
There's that 4 receiver set, and we go
And
that
Herman's
way.
going on the right sideline. Overthrows Dickman by about a yard. He was open. A little more air to that one, and Dickman may take that one to the house. Beautiful pass, just a little bit overthrown. 52 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from their own 35.
Golly, man, if we could put the ball in the end zone here and then get it coming out, we could cut this lead to 14 and have a football game.
Moose in the backfield, so back end. Looked like it's just like you were saying, Kelly, just stretching him out. Little dehydration there, cramping up. 2nd and 10 from their own 35, but now a timeout by Coach Van Meter. So let's take it with them. Georgetown trails at 49-21 with 52 seconds left in the first half. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN. Back out of the timeout. 52 seconds left here in the first half. 49-21. Weiss leads it over your Eagles. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Moose in the backfield, offset to the left of Harmon. Harmon drops back, fakes a swing pass. Little screen pass to Petter inside the end. And he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. The clock keeps running. It's 3rd and 10 now from the 35. So when you thought they might take a shot downfield, the Eagles kind of killed that momentum. Harmon, quick screen pass out to Petter.
Get out of bounds.
Makes a man miss, taken down, and they do call him out of bounds, but now it'll be 4th down. And in Weiss territory, you got to be very careful here. 25 seconds left. It's a gain of 4, brings up 4th and 6.
They can go 38 yards in 25 seconds. They've shown that, so.
Fourth and 6. The Eagles have it at their own 39-yard line. Dominguez.
You've just got to think this is going to be a pooch kick. Surely they won't turn this over right here with 25 seconds.
Carson Herman in the backfield. Daring in motion.
There's
a false start. Offsides on the defense.
That'll help.
With contact. That'll bring it a 4th and 1. To the field. It is an offsides.
Get up there quick and go.
Now it's 4th and 1 from the 44-yard line. After the defensive penalty. 25 seconds left in the half. Eagles do have 2 timeouts left. More importantly, they need a yard to get a first down, to not give the ball back to Weiss. 4th and 1. Herman will hand it off to Petter. Petter up the middle. Hits past the line of scrimmage to gain up near midfield. And he's driven back here.
Use one of those timeouts.
Now back quickly on the line are the Eagles. 1st and 10, the Borrow from Morrow first down, and now Herman will spike it. 14 seconds, the clock keeps running. You got to blow it dead. It had 15 seconds left. Now the clock operator continues to let it run down to 11. Can't hear what the referee said. He asked him to reset it to 14 seconds. So 3 seconds put back on the clock.
You got to take a shot down the field now.
Second and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Georgetown has it. 3 receivers left, 2 right. Herman alone in the backfield. He'll drop back. He's looking to pass. He's rushed up the middle. Makes the throw across. Dickman at the 35. 8 seconds left. Timeout whistle. They'll stop there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 35-yard line of Weiss.
Good catch by Dickman right there. And he does such a good job of running his routes and making a great catch.
And the magical flag comes out. I never even saw it hit anywhere on the field. But the players are all backing up for Georgetown.
What do you want to bet? It's a hold. It's a new rule they learned. One of their little huddles.
Recipes?
Yeah, a recipe huddle.
A lot of conversation going on at midfield with 4 of the officials. The play stands. It was 1st and 10 of the 35 of Weiss with 8 seconds left. We'll see what the call. And now the band decides to up their sound as the official makes a statement. But it's on Georgetown, so it's going to be 2nd down.
2nd and 20?
2nd and 25. So some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct. All the way back to the 33-yard line. So scratch the 1st and 10.
Weiss and prevent.
We're not even going to run a play.
And the Herman will kneel on it. Now in the first half. 49-21, the Eagles trail by 28 at the halftime, thanks to 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and an interception. And the Weiss Wolves doing the job of converting those turnovers to points. And they lead it here at the half. We'll be back with the second half. The bands will be displayed. Not much, I cannot guarantee you how well the sound will come through. We do not have access to the stadium crowd mic. We have our own crowd mic towards the end of the stadium attached. But please enjoy the bands and the dance teams here at the half. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN.
pleasure that I introduce to you the award-winning Sweethearts of Georgetown, the Georgettes. The Georgette officers are Lieutenant Annabelle Coleman, Lieutenant Anna Doyle, First Lieutenant Stephanie Bergonco, and your 21-22 Georgette captain, Miss Anna Kate Seaback. Georgette socials are Steve Addison, Ashton Schieffelbein, Larry Vickers, and Melissa Roberts. This is Choice of the Week by Camden Bailey. And the Georgette of the Week is Via Garcia. And now, watch the Georgettes as they perform a skirt routine to this all-time classic by Marvin Gaye, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Thank you, Suzanne Harmon. George. George, going in the direction of Mr. Harmon. Please enjoy the pride of Georgetown as they score for touchdown. Another shot. A-side. Land of the thousand dances. And VHS awesome. To thank our superintendent of schools, Dr. Fred Griffin, and principal of Georgetown High School, Mr. Brian Johnson. And we would also like to thank our fabulous Fine Arts Department staff. ASD Director of Fine Arts is Mrs. Carol Watson. Administrative Assistant for Fine Arts is Amy Holmes. Fine Arts Secretary is Richard Parker. Now let's hear it for Coach Griffin and our Eagle football team in the second half. And remember, Eagle fights never die.
This presentation of Georgetown Eagles football on SHN Sports is brought to you by the generosity of our sponsors. Borrow from Morrow. Matt Morrow, your residential mortgage expert. Borrow from Morrow. Our family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow. Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148. And Smoothie King. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. And Minuteman Press Georgetown. Minuteman Press Georgetown is your one-stop print shop. Business cards to signage and now turnkey mailing solutions for flyers, postcards, bulk mailing, and more. Minuteman Press Georgetown can help bring exposure to your business. For more information, visit mmptx.com. SHN Sports would like to thank TXB Convenience Market for hosting the Georgetown Eagle Coaches Show. TXB is an upscale restaurant-style convenience market. Our brand is rooted in and was built upon 3 Texan values: hospitality, integrity, and authenticity. We're famous for our fresh tenders and tacos. TXB is open 24/7, and we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come see us and taste what TXB is all about. Our fun-friendly team is always serving up a big Texas welcome at 1402 Williams Drive in Georgetown, Texas.
We're back here live at the field on Pecan Drive, Pecan Street, West Pecan in Pflugerville, Texas. And we're at the halftime. I'm Wally Harmon alongside Kelly DeVoll, Dave England. Boys, a rough first half. 3 turnovers result in 21 points and a 28-point deficit for the Eagles.
Yeah, what else do you say? I know that was a segue to some information and some wise words of wisdom, but I got nothing.
I think, they've got the 21 points off our turnovers, and without that, it's a lot closer game. We really, like y'all were saying, would have loved to have seen them be able to put the ball in the end zone right before the half. We will get the ball when we come out of the locker room. So, and we've talked about adjustments throughout the year. Normally Georgetown will make adjustments throughout the game, but now maybe they've made some real adjustments in the locker room and be able to stop that swing play that Kelly keeps talking about, the one they keep scoring on. We can't stop.
I was watching here. KBVO is next to it. Roger Wallace. They're going over their halftime and some of the replays, and it was crazy to see some of the holding that we were talking about early in the half. You saw Coach Griffin getting onto one of the line judges, but that even at that some point he stopped. But some of it was obvious, grabbing the back of a jersey, pulling it. And so the players still have to make tackles. Yeah. They still have to make plays and put everything out here on the field.
Make no mistake, the lack of calls from the referees has nothing to do with what's on the scoreboard right now.
Sure.
What that has to do with is the mistakes of the Georgetown Eagles with the turnovers. And, we had the mistake in the kicking game, which cost us as well. So, And
if you think about it, there's your 28 points.
Right.
You have 21 points on 3 turnovers and a kickoff return for a touchdown. On like you said, if you're going to kick a ball short, you've got to put air under it and give your guys time to get down the field because they're coming up and their backs are catching it on the run, and they're doing a great job. And so, you can argue back and forth whether Dickman's supposed fumble at the goal line, it looked like he hit the ground before the ball was fumbled out. It's called a fumble, and Weiss took advantage of that, drove down, scored another touchdown. The strip sack when Darson had to try to scramble and got sacked from behind, fumbled the ball, and then turned around and ran a flea flicker trick play, and one play drive and put the momentum back in their favor again. And so, give credit to number 14, Hayden Daring. What a play he made. A big 7 points on the board for his play where he took it away from the defensive back and then gets into the end zone.
I'm going to throw something out there that maybe, you see everybody's got jackets on or blankets and stuff like that, and it really is, it's dipped into the 40s now out there on the field. So, you know how it is when you wake up in the morning, it's freezing cold, your bones are aching and stuff like that. You kind of wonder, could that be leading to maybe some of our injuries or sluggish play or, missed tackles? Just that this is the first cold game we've had all year. Could that be having any kind of impact on, their play out there? They're not really warmed up and hot and play.
It better not.
I would hope not.
Well, and like you asked earlier, though, could it be the fact that, hey, we're in the playoffs, this doesn't matter? You would hope not, but at this time, when was the last time we had this many turnovers? Never.
Not this
season. You had 2 in the first game against the first couple of games, a couple of interceptions. But after that, the fumble by Petter 1 game.
Last year.
But nothing like this.
Last year, this team was snake-bitten with turnovers. I mean, they turned the ball over every game. That's what cost us in the playoff game against Dripping Springs last year was turnovers. And they've done a good job this year of minimizing the turnovers. But tonight, they haven't been able to do that. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is what does the defense do differently in the second half to get some stops, because you can't let Weiss just keep scoring. Mm-hmm. And if we don't put points on the board on our first drive and Weiss does, you're getting ready for next week.
Mm-hmm. So Georgetown will get the opening kickoff as the Weiss Wolves come running out of the W. And the tunnel and the banner held up by the cheerleaders. Fog machine going over on the far sideline. The Georgetown Eagles getting ready to take the field here for the second half. A long, extended half the Georgetown band playing for you. The Georgettes performed. The Weiss band and drill team didn't perform.
That was pretty cool. That was like
Temperature
on a floating cloud.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But no performance by the Weiss school, the cheer or dance or band, but in honor of all their seniors on senior night here tonight at the field. And
Did you see that kid that was on the 50? He was like 6 feet, 17 inches tall. That kid was just like a redwood tree.
now the Eagles will be ready to receive the opening kickoff as the inflated tunnels are taken down by some hard-working parents. I tell you what, you see that from the Weiss parents coming off, pulling off the cords, and the Georgetown parents. You gotta give an extra shout out to all the parents involved, the Booster Club, and what they do for this program, for both these programs, but for all the programs. You got to think of the involvement you see in a school district like Pflugerville with so many high schools,
Right.
and these parents out here on a Thursday night, knowing most of them are going to be getting up and going to work in the morning, but yet putting in time to support their kids. And
So does Coach Van Meter go for the throat here and onside kick this?
whew, I hope not. The Weiss Wolves line up, get ready to kick it off. It's like Georgetown's maybe expecting it, but Jaramillo kicks a line drive kick, fielded at the 4-yard line on a fair catch by Drayton Dickman. And the Georgetown Eagles will start the second half with the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trailing by 28, 49-21. And it is time for this offense to light it up and the defense to make some changes. See what they can do to change momentum here in the second half.
We'll see what kind of prayer meeting Coach Pat had with the defense. Maybe sacrifice a chicken or something.
1st and 10 from the 25. 3 receivers right as Dickman one in motion. Moose offset to the left side of Harmon. 1 receiver left. Herman will hand it off to the Moose. He goes to the right side, cuts it back. 25 up to about the 30 as he carries 2 tacklers forward. And a little extracurricular activity out here on the outside. Nothing thrown there. They separate them. And it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 30. The Moose in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right in stack formation. The Moose offset to the right of Herman. Now in motion to the left side. Empty backfield for Herman. He stands at the 25. Snap back. Drops back to pass. Pressure coming. Swings it out. And it's underthrown. And thank goodness it was cut off there. The cornerback made the dive for it. But it's incomplete. Tried to hit Dickman there. But it'll bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles.
In a situation like this, you wonder if Darson's going to try to be too careful. Since he's had there's been a couple of turnovers in the first half. You wonder if he starts trying to protect the ball too much. That ball should have come out a little bit quicker, and Darson usually throws it a little bit quicker.
3rd and 5 from the 30. Herman turns around, fakes the handoff, swing pass out to Petter. He let him too much, and it's incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 5 from the 30-yard line.
3 and out.
Now the punt team comes on.
First punt team we've seen.
For the Eagles.
First punt on either side of the ball, right?
Yep.
And a different formation here. The defense doesn't know what to do. Now they call it out. They come forward.
Shark, shark, shark.
Back to it. Snap back. The punt is away. It'll be fielded at the 37-yard line of Weiss. Trying to make a man miss, and what a tackle there.
Number 15.
Carson Guido got down the field, makes the tackle.
How many times is a defensive lineman the first guy down the field on the punt team?
Carson Guido,
He's got some long legs.
6'5" to 220-pound senior defensive lineman.
Long stride.
The 3 and out for the Eagles.
Look what's on this side.
3 men to the right, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Bradfield in the backfield, the quarterback for the Wolves. Shotgun snap back. Holds it. Now he goes to the left side. Wide open. And the reception made. Taken down at the 45 of Georgetown. So a big pickup on 1st down. Brings up 1st and 10. They're going to spot him all the way at the 43-yard line. Tristan Cooper on the tackle for the Eagles. Quick snap back, a little pitch forward, and here comes Price Morgan around the right side. He strings it out to the right and now pushed out of bounds. As Bryson Hanks goes tumbling out of bounds, Baylor Alexander runs the Wolf out of bounds in Price Morgan. The little pitch forward on the end around. Another first down for the Wolves up to the 31 of Georgetown.
Talked about this before the second half kickoff, saying Georgetown's got to score and then keep Weiss out of the end zone, and this is exactly what we were discussing.
Weiss driving now at the 31, 1st and 10. Quick pass out to the right side. Tristan Cooper closes in quickly, and the receiver taken down at the 27-yard line.
Another man down.
Bryson Hanks down on the field, face first. The pass thrown out on the near side.
He's up.
To number 5, Jeremiah Robinson. Hanks tries to get up and walk it off. He's going to limp. Slowed down here. He's trying to walk it off.
He had a little injury earlier in the game, too. Some ailment.
A quiet crowd as Bryson Hanks trying to walk it off. Coach Griffin out to greet him, the training staff out, walking Hanks back across the field. The Wolves will have it 2nd and 6 from the 27-yard line of Georgetown. Not really what the Eagles could have afforded, Kelly, like we were talking. They needed to come out and score and put up a hold. Instead, they go out a 3 and out in 51 seconds. And now Weiss driving from their own 37 up to the 27 of Georgetown now. 2nd and 5. 2nd and 6 for the Wolves. Snap back to Bradfield. He's looking to pass. Pressure not being applied. He goes across the middle deep. It's out of the back of the end zone. Good coverage there.
Good coverage.
Tristan Cooper calling his name a lot tonight. A lot of changes being made as you still do not see Trent McConnell out there. Trying to check on him during the halftime. Hope that Trent is all right.
Yeah, he's in warm-ups and on crutches wearing a boot.
Bradfield back in shotgun. He'll get it. Looks to pass. No pressure being applied now. He's going to have to scramble a little bit. Throws down the near sideline. Receiver turns around, makes the catch. Cooper right there in his face. But the catch made by number 5, Robinson. Jeremiah Robinson, the senior wide receiver, with another grab. It'll be 1st and goal for the Wolves at the 7-yard line of Georgetown. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Bradfield, now he's going to throw a jump ball to the right side. Robinson goes up for it, comes down with it. Incompletion, good job there by Tristan Cooper. They're going at the young player. He's a senior, but he hasn't been out there a lot.
No, we haven't called his name much this year, and so you know that's where they're going to attack, where the lack of experience is out there.
So 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. Good play there by Cooper to break it up. It looked like Robinson went up and got it at the peak in the end zone, but you saw the referee watch it completely to the ground.
Yeah, there's people standing at the rail from our viewpoint, so I couldn't see if his feet came down in bounds.
There it goes, 2nd and goal. The shotgun back to Bradford. He'll head off. The runner right up the middle. Hit about the 5-yard line, taken down at the 4. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
Isaiah Wallace on the carry, number 26. Tackle made by Brendan Broad, number 29.
Brendan Broad on the tackle for the Georgetown Eagles. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. 1 receiver right, 1 left. Bradfield, pistol formation. What a break there. We'll describe it in a minute. The running back up, and he gets cut down at about the 1.5-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal for the Wolves. The snap was off the hand of Bradford. It was going to be over his head. Bradfield and be back past him. The running back catches it off the tip.
Right.
And gets up to about the 1.5-yard line, make it the 2. So 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, and Coach Van Meter's going for the throat. No field goal here. They're going to go for the touchdown. 4th and goal from the 2. Bradfield in the backfield. Pistol formation, shotgun snap back. He turns around, hands it off to Alexander. An opportunity there for a tackle. Block in the back there on Cooper. He got blasted by a receiver from behind. He goes down face first and unable to make the play, and the Wolves score a touchdown. 2-yard touchdown for Alexander. And the Wolves lead it by 34 now, 55-21. Now the field goal attempt, extra point attempt by number 84, Jaramillo. Kick is up. It is good, and now it's a 56-21 lead, a 35-point lead for the Wolves. And just what the doctor didn't order for the Georgetown Eagles, a 3-and-out, and then to watch the Wolves drive down and put up a 63-yard drive in just under 3 minutes to widen this one out. See it there on the replay, Kelly?
Yeah, he turned him, pushed him in the front. So
Okay. Cooper went flying. He came out of nowhere. Old Tristan Cooper got blocked pretty good there. Nonetheless, a touchdown.
3 guys go into a bar.
And here comes the kickoff again from the Wolves. 56-21, 8:54 left in the third quarter. Drayden Dickman, David Moose back deep for the Eagles. The kick goes deep again. Drayden Dickman fields it at the 1-yard line. And it'll go out to the 25. So the Eagles will start with it again. 1st and 10 at their own 25. 8:54 left in the third quarter.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Is this some overconfidence that we came into the game with? Were the players not really into it? Is Weiss really that good?
I think they're flying all over the field with a lot more energy than our kids are, and they're taking advantage of strips and stuff like that and turnovers, and they took advantage of some turnovers and some good special teams play.
Now motion in the offense. 1 receiver left, 1 right. Hand off to Devin Ross right up the middle. Gets up to the 34-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down. Brings up 2nd and 6 now.
I'd like to see some tempo here. Keep the guys in the game. Keep their head in the game. Run some tempo.
Back to the line at the 34-yard line. 1 receiver left, 1 right. Devin Ross offset to the left of Harmon. Shotgun snap. Handed off to Ross. They're doing the flea flicker. They go deep, but it's double coverage and an interception at midfield by the Wolves.
That player snatched the towel off our guy and then threw it at him.
Classy play there by Kenyon Bunton of the Wolves. And the referee right beside him when it happened. But the turnover, the 4th of the night, the interception for the Wolves, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. So the Wolves take back over. 8:17 left in the third quarter, 56-21. Backup quarterback Tate Ryland in the running the offense. Hands it off to the running back. He gets forward for 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. At the 48-yard line of Georgetown. Tate Ryland, the junior quarterback.
I never in my life would have bet that we'd be seeing the second-string quarterback in the third quarter.
With 8 minutes to go.
2nd and 7. 7.5 now. From the 48-yard line of Georgetown. Ryland takes a snap back, drops back to pass. He's going to the far side. Catch made about the 37-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Then finally pushed out of bounds by A.J. Bradshaw. A lot of tackles being broken here tonight. A lot of the Weiss Wolves, once they get the ball, they break free from these tackles, spinning out of tackles, and picking up the extra yards. 1st and 10. Now a little in-around toss pitch over to Bryce Morgan, and he gets driven down right at the first down marker. Nice tackle there. Brendan Broad with a big hit. They'll mark it just short. It'll be 2nd and less than 1.
AJ came up a little gimpy.
Ryland gets a shotgun snap. He's looking to pass. Going across the middle, throwing it up in the end zone. And it's a touchdown. Tristan Cooper beat there by Robinson. And Jeremiah Robinson. So the junior quarterback, Jake Ryland, gets into the ballgame. Throws a touchdown pass on his first series of plays. And the lead, 62-21 now. 31-yard touchdown pass from Ryland to Robinson. Aramillo, the extra point attempt is up and good. And it's now 63-21. Weiss leads it over Georgetown. Jake Ryland getting his first snaps and doing a good job of running the offense.
AJ had a guy dive at his knees. That's why he came up a little lame, a little gimpy earlier, but he looks like he's going to be okay.
So the Wolves get set to kick it off again. I tell you what, number 84 for the Wolves, Oscar Jaramillo. Hopefully he's been doing some leg workouts because he's been put to work tonight.
Have to ice that leg.
9 extra points and about 10 kickoffs. As the Eagles set back to return the kick again. Trailing by 42 with 7:07 left here in the third quarter. Not much time wasted on that drive by the Wolves. This one will land in the end zone. And a touchback. The Eagles will take back over. 1st and 10 at their own 25 with 7:07 left. Those screams brought to you by Kids in the Stands, not being supervised here at the field. Eagles gather on the far sideline. Get the call and come running out. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. 7:07 left. 3 receivers left, 1 right for the Eagles. Harmon in the backfield all alone. Tyler Hawkins sat at the right side of the offensive line.
What's the holdup?
Waiting for the TV broadcast. Clearance to go. 1st and 10. The Eagles will start it off now. 7:07 left, third quarter. Shotgun snap back to Harmon. Fakes a pass. Now he runs. 25. Makes a man miss. 30. Drags a man forward. Takes a hit and goes down at the 31-yard line. Gain of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
Goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier. You know, it's in the second half, Weiss has made some adjustments and shut our offense down.
Now at this point, we hope that the Eagles continue to run the ball like they have on this Weiss defense and also milk that clock out. Now 4 receivers right, 1 left for the Eagles. Moose in motion to the left. Now he'll stop back in the backfield, left side of Harmon. Moose will get the handoff up past the 30, drives forward past the 35-yard line and to the 36-yard line. That'll be enough for a borrow from Morrow first down. And the Eagle offense keeps moving. The clock keeps turning. 6:15 left in the third quarter. Nice run there by the Moose.
Future's bright in the running game, gentlemen. I tell you that right now. We got some young running backs, some young receivers. So
2 receivers right, 2 left. Harmon gets a shotgun snap. Pump fake. Now he's scrambling. Now he's going to have to throw on the run. And he hangs it up there. Dickman gets it. And he's taken down out of bounds in Weiss territory, but a flag comes in. We'll see who they call it on.
They're going to call it on that cornerback because he grabbed Dickman right around the shoulder pads and turned him completely around. So it's going to be a hold. So they'll decline that penalty.
So it'll be a big first down for the Eagles. A borrow from Morrow first down. Harmon had the pump and go for Marquise Dominguez, but got pressured, threw on the run. Still completed the pass even after the hold. It's up into Weiss territory. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of Weiss.
Drayden is such a good receiver. just so good. He's gotten stronger and bigger.
4 receivers left, 1 right. Harmon all alone in the backfield. Dickman, the lone receiver, right. Devin Ross, Dominguez, Tyler Hawkins, and Petter all to the left side. Shotgun back to Harmon. Quick turn and look. Now he's going to go deep to Dickman. Dickman's got a step on him, and it goes right through his hands. Incomplete. Not many times you'll see Drayden Dickman not bring that one in.
Just off his fingertips. Play was there. And you notice we had the 4 receivers on this left side. Seems like every time we run that formation, we go to that right side away from that. Again, I'm wondering if they're setting something up with it. Now's the time.
And you get that man-on-man coverage. And Dickman using his speed. Taking a shot at that one-on-one coverage. So now it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 38 of Weiss. Back to Harmon. He's going to keep it, run up the middle, and maybe get a yard there, and then he's gang tackled at the 38. So a gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 9 from the 37. A lot of defensive changes coming in right there for the Wolves. Eagles taking their time. 5:25 now left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 9 from the 37 of Weiss. 2 receivers right, 3 left. Harmon alone in the backfield, takes a shotgun snap. Drops back, looking right. He's going to swing it out on a nice out route by Dickman. Catches at the 20, makes a man miss. Breaks at 10, 15. Now down to the 10-yard line. A borrow from Morrow first down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. What a play there. Harmon to Dickman.
Nice play by Dickman. Making receivers miss. That kid's still playing ball.
Handoff to Devin Ross right up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. Georgetown scores, and right there, Devin Ross almost didn't get touched till he got about the 2-yard line. But a nice 10-yard run for the touchdown, and the Eagles score for the first time here in the second half, 63-27, pending the Minutemen press extra point attempt by Carson Sauceda. Tucker Griffin set to hold. Now a flag comes in.
And our lone flag.
The G runs to the back of the end zone. We'll see what the flag is here. Much appreciation to the administrator running off the unattended children from the live microphone, so hopefully he'll start picking up some more noise from the crowd in the game. Illegal substitution on the Wolves. It's declined. The extra point attempt by Carson Sauceda is good. And the Eagles 28-63. They trail it by 35 to the Weiss Wolves. 4:55 left here in the 3rd quarter. Nice run there by Devin Ross to cap it off, a 10-yard touchdown run.
Well, and as you try to take positives away from this horribly negative game that we've been involved in, these kids are still playing hard. And you like to see that. It was a good drive, put points on the board. So
the Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club scoring drive summary. The Eagles go 75 yards in 7 plays, take 2 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock. Capped off by a 10-yard Devin Ross touchdown run. And now the 3-headed kickoff monster for the Eagles prepares for the kickoff. Hopefully a little more success on the tackle. They're going to kick to the near side. Filled it on the run at the 30-yard line. Make a man miss. Tripped up. What a saving tackle there by the Moose. He tripped up the kick returner for the Wolves. But a good field position for the Wolves. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line with 4:51 left here in the 3rd quarter. 35-point lead for the Wolves. Jake Ryland, the backup quarterback, in for his second series. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Running back offset to the left of Ryland. Ryland hands it off to Harmon right up the middle. 45-50, and he's hit and drop there. But it's a gain of about 7 yards, making 8 up to the 49 of Georgetown. It'll bring up 2nd and 2 now for the Wolves.
Boy, just the defense has just not been able to stop anything tonight. It's you know, there have been some times during the season where the defense has had that bend don't break, but it's broken
This
tonight.
offensive line creating a lot of holes for the running backs of the Wolves. Ryland takes a shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, goes across to Jeremiah Robinson, but a good defense there, played by Tristan Cooper, senior linebacker / defensive back. And the incompletion brings up a 3rd and 2 now from the 49 of Georgetown. Ryland in the backfield, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Running back offset to the left of Ryland. Ryland will get the shotgun snap, and he'll hand it off right up the middle, hit at the 50-yard line and taken back for a – they're going to give him the line of scrimmage. So no loss on the play, but a great play there by the Eagle defense, and that'll bring up 4th and 2 now from their own 49-yard line. Good play there by the defense. I think they were a little bit offended by you, Kelly. The bend don't break. They gang tackle the running back Harmon real quick. And 4th and 2. The Wolves look to go for it here. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Ryland looks to the right, gets the signal. Shotgun. He's going to pass down the near sideline, hangs it up for Robinson, and the ball is caught by Robinson, and he goes down at the 18-yard line, I believe. Make it to 17, 18. I can't figure it out. The line judge finally settles on the 18, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Ryland just hung it up there, gave the senior Jeremiah Robinson a chance to go get it, and he did. Now 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
What's scary is Weiss is getting 12 starters back next year.
And a quarterback that looks like he's doing a good job of controlling the offense. The junior Tate Ryland. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Running back offset to the left of Ryland. Handoff up the middle to number 26. He's hit. What a tackle there. See who got up there. That's A.J. Bradshaw. Number 26 doing the running for the Wolves there. Isaiah Wallace, the junior. He got hit, spun off a tackler, and then A.J. Bradshaw dropped him. A 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
That was nice to see.
I feel good for the defensive team to get some good tackles in, hopefully make some stops. Hand off to Wallace again, the right side, gets through a gap up to about the 11-yard line.
Boy, that offensive line is just doing such a good job against our defense that nobody's even getting a hand on him until he's 4 yards up past the line of scrimmage.
3 of the 5 linemen juniors that will all be back next year for the Weiss Wolves. Braden Morris, Isaiah Moria, and Cameron Branecki. 3 juniors on the offensive line doing work for the Wolves. 3rd and 2. Ryland keeps it, and he's going to get smashed for a 1-yard loss. Kind of a busted play there.
He dropped the snap whenever it came back to him.
So it'll bring up 4th and 4.
Switch out of personnel.
Kicking. Field goal.
Oscar Jaramillo going to get a shot at 3 points this time. He's already got about 38 points tonight, it seems like, on extra points. He's accounted for 9 of the points so far. Make it 12 if this is good. But a false start on the Weiss Wolves. That'll back them up 5 more yards. So it'll bring up 4th and 8 now from the 18-yard line. The ball will be spotted right at the 25-yard line. It'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt from Oscar Jaramillo. Snap back. It's down. The field goal attempt is up, and it is no good. Wide left. Came off weird.
Yeah.
Like the snap floated back, and it kind of the timing off there, Dave.
First stop.
First stop of the night.
Well, and hats off to Weiss. This is their first senior class.
Yeah.
And well-coached football team.
Yeah.
A lot of good athletes over there.
Yeah.
And
They're not 8-1 on accident.
Right. Tip of the cap to them because
Who'd they lose to?
Harker Heights.
Harker Heights,
A
first
good
game.
6A team on game 1 of the year.
Yeah.
And now they've run off 8 wins in a row. And the Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 1:05 left here in the third quarter. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hawkins in motion to the left side. Fake the handoff. Harmon keeps it, goes to the right side. Gets forward for about 2 yards, make it 3 yards up to the 23. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 now for the Eagles. Daring and Dominguez split wide left. Dickman, the lone receiver, right. Petter in the backfield, offset to the right of Harmon. At least 2nd and 7, shotgun snap back. Little pitch over to Petter. He gets outside, 25, runs over a man, and now drags a tackler forward for a borrow from Morrow first down up to the 31-yard line. Nice run there by Andrew Petter. First and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Eagles. Fake the handoff. Quick pass right up the middle. Tyler Hawkins midfield. 45-40. Dickman out in front blocking. 30, 25, 20. Tyler Hawkins with his first catch of the night, and it's a big one all the way from the 31 of Georgetown down to the 19-yard line of Weiss in the Smoothie King red zone. A borrow from Morrow. First down.
That is Tyler's biggest play of the year thus far. He has been a workhorse for this offense on that offensive line, blocking and blocking and blocking. And he's had a couple of catches here and there, some misses, but that's his biggest contribution, I think, this year.
And a great design play. You fake the side pass, and Hawkins wide open right up the middle of the field, and Dickman doing a great job out in front blocking. Quick timeout. The end of the third quarter is here. 63-28. The Weiss Wolves lead it over the Georgetown Eagles. Timeout. Be back. More Georgetown Eagle football on SHN. Coming back out of the timeout, or end of the quarter, start the fourth quarter. The Eagles have it 1st and 10 inside the Smoothie King red zone at the 19-yard line. Harmon takes the shotgun snap, looks for a man, swing pass. Hawkins off his shoulder pad, incomplete, or he had a touchdown. A little bit behind him to that left shoulder when he turned around, unable to get it. Incompletion brings up 2nd and 10. A different look there, boys. Throwing the ball back to Hawkins for a second time in a row. He was wide open.
Hawkins was wide open, and Petter had broken past his guy, was wide open too.
2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. The Eagles inside the Smoothie King red zone trying to break down this score a little bit more. The Wolves 63, the Eagles 28. Shotgun snap back to Harmon. Little out route to Dominguez off his fingertips, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 now.
That's
for the Eagles.
Quite a bit behind him. Unfortunately, looked like Dominguez was kind of running in, and that ball looked like it was supposed to be going towards the out. I don't know if a little miscommunication or something happened there, but that uncharacteristically not accurate ball right there by Darson.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times, a couple of throws, especially in the second half, and that's why I was asking earlier if I wonder if he's being a little too careful with the football.
3rd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Harmon back, looking to throw. Pressure coming up the middle. He breaks free from one sack. He's on the run for his life. Gets up, runs over a man down to the 15-yard line. Going to be short of a first down. It'll bring up 4th and 6 now for the Eagles.
I wonder if this is going to be Darson's last series. With this score, you worry about your starters getting hurt now at this point in the game, and you got playoffs in a week. We'll see. I just noticed somebody said something similar on the chat. Whoops.
Petter out left. Dominguez and Dickman split to the right side. Devin Ross, the running back, in the pistol formation. Now he'll move to the right side of Harmon in the shotgun. Shotgun snap back. 4th and 6. Harmon looking, goes across the middle. Trayden Dickman had a defensive back all over him, taking him to the ground.
And then taunting right on top of that.
And no flag called. It's incomplete. And the turnover on downs. The Eagles stall out at their own 15-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Wolves.
Well,
10:59 left here in the ball game.
some weather we're having, huh?
Beautiful weekend for hunting. Open season starts Saturday day.
Yep, opening day.
Tate Ryland, the quarterback again for the Wolves. Same play out to the left side. A man gets pushed down from behind, tries to make the tackle. Number 4 makes a miss, cuts it back to the middle of the field, up past the 25. He's got one man to beat. He gets around the outside, and he has blockers, but he's being traced down from behind. Brendan Broad runs him out in Georgetown territory, about the 48-yard line.
Started running out of gas, so he just headed for that sideline.
I think he shook hands with half the offensive line over there. Ran right between the offensive line and Coach Bond.
Big play on first down from the 15 up to the 48-yard line of Georgetown. Number 2, just so we get this corrected, we finally got notified. It is not Tristan Cooper tonight. Leo Diaz is wearing number 2 for the Eagles.
Oh.
Shotgun snap gets past Ryland into the backfield. What a hustle there by Carson Guido, but the Wolves jump on it. What a hustle by the big man. He laid out and tried to get the turnover. But the Wolves have it now, 2nd and a lot from the 36-yard line, their own 36. They've got to get all the way to the 38 of Georgetown.
I think that's 2nd and Round Rock.
That's about right. I think Pflugerville High School across the street's closer to the first down marker on this side. Rhineland, 3 receivers right, 1 left. 3 left, 1 right. Drops back, same pass out to the left side off the hands of number 4. And that'll be Torrey Simmons Jr. It's incomplete, and that brings up 3rd and 31 for the Wolves at their own 36-yard line.
Well, opportunity to get another stop. Of course, it is second-string quarterback and some other second-stringers out there, but got to have something to hang your hat on for next week.
3rd and 31. Ryland looks over to get the signal. Shotgun snap back to Ryland. He looks to throw, and he's pressured from behind. He gets hit as he releases the ball. Brendan Broad almost had the interception. What a play there, and Tate Ryland took a shot as he released the ball.
Good breakup. Good job getting in front of that ball, knocking it down.
Brendan Broad, great coverage down the field on Price Morgan.
Turnover on downs, essentially, when they missed the field goal. Now another turnover on downs.
So 2 good stops in a row for the Eagle defense, thanks to the horrible snap that got away to Ryland. So punt formation. It's an odd formation. Haven't seen this out of the Wolves all night. Punter stands back, 22, kicks it from the 25, and it's short, shriveled to the right. Bounces out of bounds about the 48-yard line of Georgetown. Here comes the official running up. He gets up to the 44. 45-yard line is where he'll stop. So the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 45 with 9:26 left in the ball game. 63-28. Weiss leads it over the Eagles. Weiss next Friday at home against Veterans Memorial out of San Antonio. The number 4 seed is what shows on Max Preps right now. Dripping Springs appears to be on the schedule for the Eagles as it sits right now. Darson Harmon shotgun snap, looks for a receiver, throws it across the middle, and now a flag comes in, and I have a feeling it's going to be on Georgetown.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a hold.
I was figuring he was going to get a pass interference off that because he was all over, draped on him like a blanket this cold night.
Trying to keep Drayden warm.
You know?
Oh.
Wow. Just in case y'all didn't hear that. It's a personal foul, illegal hands to the face on Weiss. So the 15-yard penalty puts it into Weiss territory. A borrow from Morrow first down, the free kind. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Weiss. One man all set to the left side of Harmon. Moose, he gets the handoff up to the 40, drags 2 runners forward, and finally they try to pile him up, still can't push him over. As the Moose gets 3 yards on first down, brings up 2nd and 7 from the 37-yard line.
Moose just picked up big old number 30 off the ground. Just jerked him up off the ground. Moose is strong.
Moose comes out here, split to the right side. 4 receivers right. Dickman, Daring, Petter, and the Moose. Dominguez, lone receiver left. Harmon looking to go to the far sideline to Dominguez. Hangs it up over his head. And overthrown by about 5 yards. Let him a little too far. It's incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 7 now.
Did he get on him? That defender get on Marquez pretty fast off the line? Kelly, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he did, and he grabbed him whenever he was getting beat, able to slow him up long enough. You could probably call it a hold, but we're way past that point.
8:39 left in the ball game. 63-28. 1 receiver left, 2 right for the Eagles. Petter in motion to the right out of the backfield. Harmon all alone. Fakes a swing pass. Harmon keeps it. 35-30. Stutter steps, runs over a man up to the 27-yard line. A borrow from Morrow first down. Nice run there by Darson Harmon. Up to the 27. Eagles taking their time between plays now. Letting this clock run. 8:15 left in the ball game. 3 receivers left. Petter in pistol formation. He'll move to the left side of Harmon now in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap back. Harmon looking to pass. In route. Nope. Now he goes for the out route. Dickman makes the catch. Out of bounds about the 9-yard line. 8-yard line. See where they spot him. It'll be a borrow from Morrow first down inside the Smoothie King red zone. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Eagles at the 9.
He runs such a good route. Great hands. Fast as lightning. Like seeing Drayden.
And only a junior.
Only a junior.
Petter offset to the right side of Harmon now. 3 receivers right side. Harmon looks for the pass. Daring was wide open across the middle, but the floater into the corner.
There you go.
That's to Drayden Dickman.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. The back judge there calls it. Dickman unable to bring that one in. Beautiful ball floated, but it's hard to see once you get down to this corner. Like you were saying, Kelly, a lot of people standing on the rail on the corner here. So it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Looks like he must have dropped the ball in the corner.
From the 9-yard line. 3 receivers right. Harmon back to pass. Now he takes a shot across the middle, and Dickman. There's how about a face mask as they rip the helmet. Luckily it stays strapped on for Dickman. Touchdown. Harmon to Dickman. The 8-yard touchdown or 9-yard touchdown pass. Cuts it now inside 30. 63-35. 34.
I think the band had put the fight song away and had to drag it back out. Took them a minute.
Oh, goodness.
The Minutemen press extra point attempt up and good by Carson Salceda. And the Eagles have cut it back to 28. 63-35. Don't call it a comeback. 7:41 left in the ball game. This defense has got 2 stops in a row, boys. You never know what could happen. Someone told us They were down 28 points against Belton. Lufkin, one of those schools that ends with a kin. And back in the day of a very famous Georgetown Eagle still playing pro football, Mason Crosby, and the Eagles came back to tie it up. And so it can be done. Not say it's going to happen.
Yeah, but that 28-point lead was at the half.
Okay, so shooting holes in my theory.
It's what I do.
Is
a talent.
Kelly, Captain Obvious color analyst tonight. Shooting holes in my 28-point come from behind theory. 7:41 left in the ball game. So the Eagles get set to kick off. The Wolves clearly expecting an onside kick here, as 10 of the 11 players within 10 yards of the 50. Now a couple will drop back.
Skip that ball right down the middle of the field in between those.
Kickoff, and it's an onside kick. And a Weiss Wolf falls on it as the Punisher, A.J. Bradshaw. Nope, that would be the Moose. Just missed laying him out. But he held on to it, so the Wolves take over. 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. I still want to see someone pull off the old water boy trick where the kicker finds that guy just nervous and just tries to send a fastball off his helmet or something.
Yeah. Bounce it off his chest.
Oh, just tattoo him. But the Eagles recovered the onside kick last week. You got to talk about it because the block by Tucker Griffin.
Right. It was awesome.
I had no idea it was Tucker, but he blasted the kick return opportunity. And they could have, if that guy gets the ball, he doesn't get blocked. If he gets that ball, he's gone. And then the Georgetown Eagles end up recovering it. And so it was a great kickoff there and great block by Tucker on that one. Delay of game whistled on Ryland, the quarterback, on the Wolves. That'll bring up 1st and 15 now from their own 44-yard line.
Second team just took a little too long getting in there and getting it going.
Well, he's missing a sock, so that maybe that's what it was. He wasn't quite dressed yet.
Ryland immediately turned to the coaches and wound his finger like, hey, hurry up. So 1st and 15 now. Ryland will hand it off in the middle. Cut back at the 45 and hit and taken down about the 48-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. The handoff to number 27, Dante Harrison. A lot of players for the Weiss Wolves getting to play tonight. 3rd and 4th stringers getting to come in and getting some good reps here as the quarterback, Tate Ryland, in for his 4th or 5th possession.
Their band left.
Our band rocking out. On the other side is what you're hearing in the microphone. Handoff near side. What a tackle by the Punisher, A.J. Bradshaw. He shot through there like a rocket. Grabbed the jersey and slung the guy down for a big loss. What a hit.
A.J.'s still flying around the field. He's probably been frustrated this evening.
I was going to say, I bet he's taking it a little personal. A lot of offensive linemen getting some snaps here as different substitutes coming in and out of the ball game. So now 3rd and 16 from their own 43-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left. The running back, Harmon, offset to the left side of Ryland in the backfield. Shotgun snap back. Ryland looks to pass. The in route, it's tipped, and it hits the ground as the Eagles not able to pick it off.
Well, if we can score another touchdown, then we'll have scored more points than anybody against Weiss since the first game.
This will bring up 4th down and 16. What's their highest point total they've given up so far, Kelly?
I don't know.
40, 41, 40.
That sounded educated, like you knew what you were talking about.
Just wanted to bring it up and see if he could follow up on his story. Mr. Holes in your theory.
I checked it earlier.
Did you?
And then I forgot. I got distracted.
The memory slips like the ball through the receiver's hands on the incompletion.
43 to Harker Heights.
And that was a loss. Almost a block punt. Instead, it's a roughing the punter. Yeah, I thought it was blocked. But they're going to call roughing the kicker. Actually, it was running into it.
Does that be enough? Does that be 15?
It's automatic.
It's automatic first
We're
down.
running into's not. Roughing is automatic.
See what the call is. which if it's even an option, I don't know that it is anymore, just running into the kicker. The kicker had both feet back on the ground, and Bradshaw ran into him with his arms up trying to stop. It wasn't much of a hit, but unfortunately, a first down. So the drive stays alive for the Wolves on the penalty. 1st and 10 in Eagle territory at the 42-yard line.
43 to Harker Heights and 40 to Anderson. Those are the highest.
The 43 was a loss. The 40 was a battle with the Anderson Trojans in a Weiss victory.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
Snap back to Ryland. He'll hand it off right up the middle. And stacked up there, taken down by 2 or 3 defenders. A.J. Bradshaw, Carson Guido. It's a gain of about a yard up to the 41-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 9 now. 5:50 left here in the ball game. I have never seen a clock tick so slow.
I know.
Tonight in this ball game, 63 to 35. The Wolves taking advantage of the turnovers. 4 turnovers for the Eagles, uncharacteristic of the offense.
It's like that drive home from Wichita Falls the other night.
Just abusive and never ended.
I know.
And a false start there. Punisher was coming through. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He shot that gap, and I know Tate Ryland was thankful that he heard the whistle. It's got to be a false start as 7/10 of the offense moved before the center snapped the ball. So the false start backs it up. It'll be 2nd and 14 now from the 46 of Georgetown.
7/10 or 7/11?
7/10.
Or circle case.
Circle K's.
See what I did there?
Is this game over? But I tell you what, a lot to work on this week as the Eagles go into playoffs. One, you made the playoffs. There's another false start. The running back not happy with the offensive line there. That'll be the back-to-back penalties. False start to make it 2nd and 19 now.
Probably one of the school board members' sons getting to play. False start.
2nd and 19 for the Wolves from the 41 now. They're back into their, or it's from the 49 of Weiss, back in their own territory here.
Stop.
Shotgun snap back to Ryland. He'll hand it off to the running back. He makes a man miss. Up to about the 45. Avila can't get him. Now a run up the sideline, and he got popped. What a shot. I had to yell it out, boy. That was a shot. And he paid the price for running the sidelines, and he is still down. I hope he's okay. That was a shot. And here comes the training staff. Quick timeout. Back with more Eagle football on SHN Sports. And running back for the Wolves, number 26. That'll be Isaiah Wallace. Back up and ran across the field under his own power. But a shot there by A.J. Bradshaw. But he got a good gain there. It was 2nd and 19. Now it's a 3rd and 7 for the Wolves from the 39 of Georgetown. Ryland gets a shotgun snap. He'll hand it off. Dancing around there. Now taken down at the 36-yard line. So it'll bring up 4th down again for the Wolves. I don't think they're going to punt here. 4:15 left. A great run there by Isaiah Wallace. He got to the sideline, but as soon as he did, A.J. Bradshaw had a line, and he just delivered a big hit. Just glad to see Isaiah Wallace able to get up and run off the field under his own power.
Yeah.
Don't want to see anybody hurt at all. That was a big hit by the Punisher, A.J. Bradshaw. 4th and 5 from the 37. Ryland gets the signal. 2 receivers left, 1 right for the Wolves. Shotgun snap back. False start. There it is. The wide receiver took off. He was excited.
Yep.
I think they called his number.
He was looking at him, too.
Well, the quarterback looked to the sideline and then looked up the wide receiver and back to the sideline and said, hey, did you see that? You're fixing to get the ball.
And now that'll pull out the punt team there.
Yeah.
We get Hunter Springer wrote in the comments, AJ doing AJ things. That's
He didn't get the nickname because he plays powder puff football. AJ Bradshaw brings a big hit, and he loves to play the game, and he plays it the right way. He plays it hard, and he hits hard, but he hits clean and fair. You've seen it all year. He's just a hard football player, and the punt team now on after the false start. 4th and 9 from the 41 of Georgetown. The punter stands about his own 46. He'll punt it away from the 50. It's a low-line driver. Fielded at the 7-yard line. And a big block on the far side, and it's a illegal blindside block. There are 2 Weiss Wolves on the ground. One not getting up now. He took a big shot.
blindside.
And there goes the whole training staff running out. He finally gets up. That is not, and that's why they throw that penalty flag,
Right.
and it's a good flag to do. You're not trying to get someone hurt.
No, especially this game is done. So let's don't.
And that is what Coach Griffin and the coaching staff will call a stupid penalty.
Right.
And the players are frustrated, and you understand it. You've won 4 games in a row.
Right.
You know you're going to the playoffs, and you're getting beat like this on the road. It's frustrating, and it's hard to keep your focus and to keep your head. And so a big penalty, and I'm glad to see he's all right. Can we get the number of the player? Look at it. He's coming up there. I can't believe it. I think it's like 16?
10.
Number 10, Lorenzo Diggs, a junior.
That was AJ that hit him.
Was it?
Yeah.
After I said he plays it the right way and clean,
clean.
that was a big block, but it was an illegal blindside block. And it was called, and now the Eagles have the ball. Instead of letting that punt go into the end zone, and now it's 1st and goal at your own 6-yard line. Eagles take over with 3:07 left in the ball game.
Correction, 1st and 10.
1st and 10. What? No update. 1st and 10. Tucker Griffin in at quarterback. Moose gets the ball. Gets up to the 10-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 4, so it'll bring up 2nd and 6. Second and 6 from the 10-yard line. Tucker Griffin in at quarterback. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Moose offset to the right of Griffin in the backfield. He'll hand it off. Nope, fake. Right up the middle. Tyler Hawkins gets the catch about the 25, taking him out about the 36-yard line. Tell you what, that one, I think they've discovered that's wide open.
That's Darson.
Is Darson still in? I thought it was 4, the way the jersey was.
Yeah.
Pass from Darson Herman to Tyler Hawkins. That's what
Timeout?
happens when my glasses get fogged up here.
Officials timeout or?
Not sure what they're calling here.
Oh, we're trying to get it going.
Now they'll run the clock. 1st and 10. Nice catch there by Tyler Hawkins from Darson Herman. A borrow from Morrow 1st down up to the 35-yard line. Tyler Hawkins with 2 big catches tonight. Moose offset in the backfield to the right of Herman. Herman back. Looks to pass. Quick. Curl route by Dominguez, and he'll take it down to the 47-yard line. A borrow from Morrow 1st down. Haven't called Dominguez's name much tonight on the receiving side of it.
They've been covering them up pretty good over there, haven't they?
They've done a good job. First and 10. And now a deep shot down the far sideline. And Dickman lays out, but unable to bring it in just off his fingertips. Incompletion brings up 2nd and 10 now. 1:38 left in the ball game.
That young man's going to be tired.
He's been running a lot.
A lot.
But, we talked about it earlier. You thought we'd start seeing some substitutes coming in, and it's not taking a chance of anyone getting hurt. Darson's still in. Dickman's still going. Dominguez still going. And so
Number 81 is in as a wide receiver.
Kelson King. Moose gets the ball. He goes forward to about the 49 of Weiss. Be a gain of about 4 yards. And bring up 3rd and 6 now.
And Max Diaz.
Line back up, 1 receiver left, 2 right for the Eagles. Moose offset to the right of Harmon. Shotgun snap back, fake the handoff. And a quick in and out route. Double move there by Dickman. Out of bounds, taken down there inside the 40, up at the 30. See where they mark him now. Looking to be at the 39 of Weiss. 1st and 10, a borrow from Morrow first down.
1 minute.
1 minute left in the ball game. Dominguez and Daring, the wide receivers to the left. Dickman, the lone receiver, to the right. Harmon gets the call. Moose.
You know, the defensive players are up pretty close. A good time for a shot, right?
Dickman drops back. Harmon looking like he's going deep, and he is. Wide open is Daring. Makes the catch at the 3-yard line and takes it in. Hayden Daring, his 2nd touchdown of the game.
He was just – that ball couldn't get there fast enough.
Yeah.
But he did a good job of making that catch over the shoulder.
Good job of recognizing whoever it was that recognized that, not besides me, that those DBs were up so close. You got 1 minute to go, take a shot, you know.
And they did, and it was a slow developing, too, because
Right.
they were covered pretty well, and Dickman had come around like to distract, like it might be a toss back to a wide receiver, a lateral. The Minutemen press extra point attempt by Carson Sauceda. Snap back, Griffin with the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Eagles chop away at it. They got it down to 21.
21.
52 seconds remaining, though. The only deficit we really can't do much about is time. It ticks down. You got to love it. The flag runner out and about, running the G flag in the end zone. I do like the fact that this team is not quitting. The
Right.
coaches aren't quitting. They're still taking shots. They're still running the offense.
Without the turnovers, where are we?
Oh, we're a tie ball game. And without that kickoff return, we're ahead by 7.
Right.
So you extra special teams and turnovers.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And actually, more than that, 4 turnovers and 4 touchdowns. That's 28. And then the kickoff returns 35 points. We've given 35 points.
Turnovers
but I
and
will
special
say
teams.
the second team's been in since 8 minutes in the 3rd quarter. So
True.
Yeah.
But you've created this animal.
Right.
Where are you in this game, even if their first team is in,
Right.
if you hadn't given away 28 points?
right,
Their first team took all the turnovers
Sure.
of the, and so, but you are correct. Ryland's come in, and they've done different things. They haven't run the same plays. You got to give credit to Coach Van Meter.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunities he could have tried to run this up even higher, and it's not been. The kick floated over and lands at the 35, fielded and taken down at the 30.
Smart play.
Weiss will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 50 seconds left in the ball game. 63-42. The Eagles will fall here. They will move to 5-5 on the year and 4-3 in district play. But don't jump to conclusions, boys. If Cedar Park loses and Hendrickson wins, Georgetown's the 3rd seed.
Yep.
And Hendrickson is the 4th seed. So things can happen tomorrow night. And I tell you what, it's not guaranteed that Cedar Park wins, and it's not guaranteed that Hendrickson loses.
Right.
They're playing a wounded Pflugerville team that is we saw last week. Their offense run by a running back.
but that's a rivalry.
And that is a rivalry.
That's a district rivalry.
And it's right here at this field tomorrow night.
Right.
It
That's
will
gonna
be a game.
A big.
Snap back to Bradfield, the senior. He'll take the final snaps here. The clock now starts.
Yeah.
5 seconds after he nails it. But Bradfield on, the senior, to take the final snaps in his home senior finale game here at home for the Weiss Wolves. He's done a great job over his tenure as the quarterback for these Weiss Wolves. Snap comes back. He'll take a knee. Back now, 3rd and 19. Couple of timeouts left for Coach Griffin if he wants to call them.
Please,
I'm
no.
just joking.
I was about to knee you in the thigh.
And that'll be it. The clock will run out. 3rd down will not even happen. The Weiss Wolves move to 9-1, 7-0 in district play. They go undefeated in District 11 play. Congratulations. Hats off to the Weiss Wolves. They are an athletic team.
They are.
Like you said with Coach Griffin, this is probably the most complete team we will face, and I would agree. This team is hands down, the best team we've played this year. and they're athletic.
Very.
You got to give it to them. It'll be interesting to watch the run that Weiss will be able to try to make through the playoffs.
Well, and this is something, you look at the deficit and you talk about the turnovers and the mistakes that we made that killed ourselves. That's something you could build on. And, Weiss took advantage of them, put a pretty good beating on our Eagles tonight. But you've got things you can point to and go, this is why that happened.
Yeah.
If we eliminate those mistakes, this game looks tremendously different.
On the defensive side of the ball, you've got to stop the run game.
Got to.
And if we end up in 4th place and play a district, the
Dripping
district
Springs.
championship champions at Dripping Springs, they have a big running back, Alfred, that is dynamic.
Right.
And he will be tough to stop. It'll be another Maynard type offense.
Right.
They will run through him.
Weiss can score. They've proven that. Down the road in the playoffs, they are going to run into some trouble because they allowed Georgetown to put up 42 points.
They got to expose some
Their
things
defense
exposed.
needs to shore some things up. They have allowed 3 games now with 40 points. So they're going to need, just like we need to work on our defense. Well, this was an offensive showcase tonight.
And I think we exposed a lot of the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree, Dave?
Yeah.
The Tyler Hawkins, 2 big catches across the middle. Devin Ross, Andrew Petter, the Moose, cutting it back in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That exposed a lot for this Weiss team. And that's a good point. You run into a team that's going to eat that alive in the playoffs.
First round, yeah, no problem. Cupcake game. But after that, second, third round, you're going to start to see New Caney, some of those Southwest Houston teams. It's not going to be pretty. The Sharks out of what are those Sharks?
Yeah, we played them a couple of years
we got
ago.
throttled by them. They went on to win state.
Yeah.
And there's the district championship trophy handed over to the Weiss Wolves as they celebrate. Kudos to the Weiss Wolves. They did a great job.
They're a good football team.
You lose your first game of the year to a 6A team like Harker Heights, and then you turn it around, and you come back and go undefeated the rest of the season on a 9-game winning streak. Congrats to the Weiss Wolves, champions of District 11 in 5A Division I Region 3. Tomorrow night, boys, the games will be on. Cedar Park at Maynard, Hendrickson, and Pflugerville here from the field. Both kind of a home team setting for those teams, but a rivalry matchup nonetheless.
It was Shadow Creek, Dave, and they're
Creek.
6A now.
Yeah.
Hunter Springer let us know.
So no Sharks to be had for the Wolves, but
Thank goodness.
But I tell you what, nonetheless, the playoffs are around the corner, boys. We'll be back next weekend. Hopefully we'll have the Coaches Show on Wednesday live from TXB Convenience Market. I tell you what, I'm a fan of TXB. We really got to give them all the credit in the world for stepping up and become involved with this program and this community so quickly after their opening. Jonna has been a great rep for them, and she treats us like kings over there, and the food is so good. And that's my morning stop. They added, I asked, and a week later, Voyager credit cards for fleet vehicles was added. Every morning I'm in there filling up, grabbing my unsweet peach tea and a muffin or a banana or some breakfast taco. TXB Convenience Market, 1402 Williams Drive. Great sponsor. Wednesday night we should be live there. Kelly should be back from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
The ABQ.
ABQ. Dave, you going to be there with us?
I hope so.
So hopefully Dave will be back from playing Elmer Fudd out in the woods as he heads out to hunt this weekend. Good luck on your hunt. We would appreciate some venison for the freezer.
Heck yeah.
Some deep fried backstrap, something like that. Sound good? Watch a Cowboy game on the weekend.
Deer chili.
Yeah. Hey, and I'll invite you over to Kelly's house for dinner too if you'll bring it.
Let's just crash his house.
Everybody, thanks for listening in. SHN Sports proud to bring you Georgetown Eagle football. A rough one here on the road tonight to end the regular season, 63-42. The Wolves of Weiss take care of your Georgetown Eagles. But nonetheless, they will be in the playoffs next week. Stay tuned live on the Twitter. Also, Coach will have it out there, the Georgetown Booster Club. SHN will tweet it out as it all takes place. But tomorrow night, lots of high school football to determine the rest of the year. Thanks for joining us here. For Kelly DeVoll, for Dave England, and for my wife, Jerry Ann, running the computer and the scoreboard and the music. We appreciate all the help. And remember, everybody, it doesn't cost a dime to be kind.